to go to planet Hokotokalat. One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, crashed on an uncharted planet. There, he was aided by indigenous creatures called Pikmin. And in the end, Captain Olimar escaped. But in Olimar's absence, his company ran into financial difficulties. Hey, Red Rover, how did no one get first in 13 minutes? Some people just forget that the first is there, I think. So, I don't know if this is going to play if I just start a new file, but this would just auto-rolled. Hokotokalat Freight. So this apparently is Olimar's home planet. Look how terrible this place is. The president and... Ooh. Oh, there's these, oh, that's right, there is 2 different ships. I'm so glad you're safe. Yes, very glad, quite glad, but sadly I have an announcement. It's not so glad. Our company is going under, yes? We're finished. On his first mission, Louie here met a ravenous space bunny. And his entire load of golden Pick brand carrots were eaten. I took out an enormous loan to repay the debt for his losses. I decided to sell off the corporate assets and repay the loan. So, from what we understand about Louie... No, we just rebuilt that ship. But the only asset we had to sell was your ship, the SS Dolphin. As for the rest of our loan... 10,100 coin required. Well, what's funny about this, I'm fairly sure Louie ate all the carrots because he's a monster. Because I'm fairly sure Louie's a monster. You brought back this souvenir as a kid for your kid? It's the Earth from Wall-E. That's true. Treasure, treasure, treasure. I love how much of a rust bucket this particular ship is. Initiating value of recovered treasure. The artifact is worth 100 pocos. This thing's worth 100 pocos. That's more than a year's salary. Oh wait, I think that was meant to be the boss's thing. What? Are there more than that on that planet? They can repay our debt. Louie, you dolt, look alive. You must depart immediately with Captain Olimar. I was about to go see my child. Yeah, I'm going off to recover debt. One day Olimar will get to see his family. Look at this shitty rocket. But I do like that this game has a cutscene at least. I think it adds a little bit of more personality. Like I said, I think this is a more realized Pikmin. Olimar. Ooh. Sorry, I promise I'll stop that at some point. But let's play Pikmin 2. I've been looking forward to this one. I think that I honestly think this is the one I prefer a little bit more. Hey Steedling, how you doing, man? How have you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Let's do it. So this one I don't think we have a certain amount of days that we have to play. I think we can just play it as much as we want. But like I said, it's only an 8-hour game, so it's not too long. Hokotokalat Freight. Okay, so this is literally the cutscene we just watched. So, we'll skip that. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I'm actually a little hungry. I didn't eat lunch before we started. I was doing a few other things. I didn't get a chance. Well, here we go. Oh, crashed yet again. And already lost Louie. At least the ship hasn't been completely destroyed this time. You love this game? Dude, I think this has been one of those games where people have requested this one quite a few times, and I completely understand it, because it's this game. Pikmin is this weird, underrated gem, but at the same time, it's a cult classic. I think that's the best way to describe it, because I don't see it as like a big Nintendo brand one, and they're not in a rush to bring it back, but I think definitely those who like it really like it. Bzz, that was close. I've averted a crash landing, running diagnosis. Alert, danger, Louie is missing. He must have somehow fallen out of his cockpit. He is not responding. His vitals communicator. He's either floating protocol or in danger. Olimer, you must find Louie before he freezes to death in the cold of this planet. Wait a minute, look. So this game is a lot less about Louie talking, more about the ship talking. Could these be Pikmin? They look like they're about to be devoured as we speak. We must help them quickly. B to call them with your whistle, Captain Olimer. You can also hold B to make a sound of your whistle. Carry further, remember? Hey Manny. This is literally my favorite game of all time, really? Hell yeah. I think it's one of those things where I've talked about shorter games. Nintendo has a good track record with having shorter games that have higher levels of polish, so then they become these like instituted sort of games to people. Ever heard that before, Indominus? Requested by multiple people, Indominus, not one person. Also, welcome in. Miyamoto's really just too talented. I think it's more he's talented, but he also has a keen insight to what is fun and what will work on a general populace, I think, on the most part. I think he does miss, but I think that there's definitely a lot of games that wouldn't have existed in the way they would have if it wasn't for him. And I think that's that weird thing where it's like, I don't like blowing smoke too much up people's asses, but he's one of those people that kind of deserves it. So the Pikmin ran to your side. They seem to remember you, Captain Olimer. How fascinating. Give them instructions and do not delay. Go grab the Pikmin and reverse throw it. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna smack as well. Smack him on the tush. Alright. Where are you guys going with this? Bag? Attention, Captain Olimer. I've re-established a communications link with Louie. He's fortunate to have managed to confirm his safety. Press Y to communicate with him. I'm quite interested in the details of his condition. Louie. So this is the major system change in this game, is you actually play as two characters, which allows you to split your party up a bit better. Which you'll notice I didn't do that too much in the other game, but it can make doing days a lot less tedious because you're doing a little less running, back and forth essentially. And I think 2 is a good amount. I think 3 was a bit much for 3. Louie, allow me to assess your condition as per our safety protocols. Are you at all injured? Is that so? Then my concerns are eased. Our communication link shows that you are nearby. Can you make your way to our location and rejoin us? I'll navigate for you. Press start, pause, contact me, observe the information on the terrain. Let's do it. So, still don't have the best camera because we're playing on the Gamecube version still, but it's already found an onion. So, harvest begins. Let's make some pick carrots. Louie, the odd object before you appears to be one of the onions mentioned by Olimer's reports. Sure is. You mean Pikmin 4 isn't gonna have like 4 captains? To be honest, I don't know if they would. I think 2 is still a healthy amount, but 3 was a bit finicky at times. The seed, the onion injected is sprouted. According to Olimer's, its report, it's plucked with A. Also, it feels like this game doesn't lean as heavy into the tutorials as the first one did. Oh, look at him. Look at his little feet. I'm gonna eat him. Do you reckon Louie has thought about eating the Pikmin at any time? Louie, this must be one of the Pikmin creatures from Alima's report. It's staring at you. You can use C to issue objectives. You can disband its squad with B. Alima's description of the Pikmin creatures resembling Pikmin carrots was strikingly accurate. Louie, my sensors have detected drool in the corners of your mouth. Are you all right? Yeah, okay. Louie, not a good. He's. Do you know what's funny? That's the C sound. So in other words, Louie's making him chase him. Ooh. Let's see. Well, does he eat while he's on this planet? I don't know. In the first game, in the third game, he does eat a lot. That's meant to be his thing. In this game, I'm not really sure if I can't really remember if any of the diary logs talks about Louie eating. I'm stubborn. The onion injected more seeds. The pellets from those flowers must hold nutrients to breed Pikmin. Yes, the Pikmin must gather nutrients, hold them in the onion, and further propagate their species. The onion is a Pikmin mothership. Reviewing Alima's report, it seems repeatedly tapping A plucks Pikmin sprouts faster. Oh, okay, so they didn't have the hold A system. It's still spam in this game. Why else would the predators eat them? Maybe they're delicious? Oh no, you guys. So I think the AI should be a little bit better in this one, so fingers crossed that's the case. So if I've left that guy there, so now he should do that. So fingers crossed. Yeah, see, I remember this version having a bit better in terms of AI, where you can just leave them to their task and they'll do the right thing. What is, a lot of the creatures like to seem to eat them. Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe they are delicious. Should I just, maybe we could just partake a bit of, I mean, they're kind of, you can propagate them pretty easily. Sure, can I just have a little nibble? I mean, quite a few of them die. Surely there's like leftover bodies, right? Battery. Treasure! Treasure! I also like that there's like the storage in the ship is a lot bigger than it was in the Dolphin. Perhaps this object is one of the treasures that we must be searching for. The only I love this. This is why I love Pikmin 2 more than Pikmin 1. Pikmin 2 has a lot more references to our world. That's just straight up a Duracell battery. I love that this game is just a tiny version of our world, seemingly post-apocalyptic, seemingly, and they get to name all the things based off relative to their world, not to us. So you get these funny little names and how they think it works and stuff like that. There's just so much charm in this game. The only reason we found it here is because this is where you crash landed. How fortunate. I would like to praise it, but you must regroup with Alima first. Can you see him? Press L to move the camera behind you. The treasure of a AA battery. I mean, sometimes when you're like, you've got to like, when you're out of power in whatever the device is, a secret battery you find it has enough charge. That's a pretty big treasure. I remember maybe remembering wrong, but I think the AI was fixed in this game. Yeah, so I think there's lots of things like that. So they're not strong enough to pull that yet, but we can fix that. I'll go get Olima first. So I think we throw them on bag here. Horrible. Wait, hang on, hold up. There we go. We did it, now they can kiss. Just harvest them from the TV remote. Well, we gotta find the lounge that has the TV remote first. Captain Malamute, Louie, you are reunited at last. This has been a troublesome start to our trip. But now you must feel assured that your combined wits can get through anything, correct? For now, use... Okay. So I can basically, yeah. So the way this game works is I can separate the party essentially I can separate the party. I can have like 2 different parties basically. Whoa, this is a 35 bag. Okay. You can see Louie's kind of by himself. I don't think I have anything here I can grab. So we're just gonna go increase the amount of Pikmin we have. We'll do some onion harvesting. I don't think the battery really is helpful for us right now. Unless this doggo gives us more. Maybe, oh, we might be just getting the battery for today. That might be literally all we're doing. Because you can see there's no timer. I think day 1, maybe there's no timer. But yeah, some of the treasures are I like them a lot. Some of them are just very fun. But we're back at that stage where I will have to pick up every Pikmin. But something that actually made it a little bit easier, if you've got both Olimar and Louie together, you can actually speed up the process of picking because both of them pick them out, which speeds it up significantly. All right, let's go get this battery. Love the little arms. Go, my boys, go. Take the battery. Oh, well, there's still AI issues at times. So a lot of the time I'll just press X because it's just easier to snap him, but it does mean in this game I will have to recall Louie every now and then. But yeah, pretty much we can't go into the rest of the area, but you can see something very familiar out there. And I think this game does a lot more of that. There's just a lot more familiar terrain. It still doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't really understand why there would be a manhole cover. What seemingly isn't, this isn't like a footpath or anything from what I can tell. But, it's just lots of little fun things. I think everyone likes the concept of the borrowers, just tiny people doing tiny little lives in our world. I watched, there was a D&D, podcast / show made by the College Humor people. They do a lot of D&D stuff, and there was one that they did recently with the McElroy brothers, or the McElroy family, and very funny. Brendan Williams is an amazing DM, and I think that the concept of a D&D set in a world of sort of the borrowers, sort of like Bug's lifestyle, sort of, is just very fun. Look, already got 280 bucks back. Pretty good. Courage reactor. And you get to look at the items as well, which is fun. So we can actually read it. So there's like a whole heap of like properly made scanned in items and things. Our first day of exploration has yielded our first treasure. We'll be done in record time. I took the liberty of naming it when I praised it. The name reflects my current thinking. Leave it to me to think up catchy names for hit products. It is but one of my many talents. We shall end our first day here and report to back to our president. His face will surely be joyous. However, to communicate with Hakatakalit, we must fly into low orbit above the planet. We will not be able to return to the surface until morning, so avoid the indigenous nocturnal creatures. All right. The battery will have just enough power that where you hit the remote, it'll work for a few button presses before having to hit it again. Oh, I hate that. I hate something I dislike about like battery operated things or things like that, where you're not 100% sure if it's the batteries or something else. Pikmin are super small IRL. Yeah, they're tiny. They're basically ants. That's kind of meant to be the point of them. I mean, they're probably a bit bigger than an ant. Because say if you had like that was like a double A, quad A, what are they called? They're those fat Duracell batteries. Imagine you had a fat Duracell battery. I've got an Ever-Ready battery literally in my hand right now. Think of how many ants it would need to pick up one of those. So I would say they're not that small, but whoa! And we got a mail. You found your first bit of treasure? Fine work. Our future depends on your efforts, so check your treasure hoard regularly. I'll check in often. Keep up the pace. Just one small purple ant. I mean, how much? I think the purple ones can lift like 5 times the amount the normals can. But yes, like I said, this one's a little bit different of a game. This one will count our days, but I don't think we're on a day timer similar to what was in Pikmin 1. So, size D batteries. Thank you, Fermented. Yeah. Yeah, D batteries are like relatively big. I would say 20 ants is not enough to lift a D-side battery. Even though they're meant to be able to lift like 1,000 times their weight. 1,000 times their weight isn't that much. Pikmin are the size of an average fingernail? Yeah, yeah, okay. Maybe not my fingernails because I got big hands, but like, I think they're pretty big. There's only a day timer in the overworld, but it pauses in caves. Oh no, not the day timer. I mean, as in the first game we only had 30 days, but this one I think is thingy. I don't know, I'm just guessing. I think they're a little bit smaller than that. I'm trying to think, what's a relative size? I don't really have anything on my desk that's like springing to mind for something that small. They're probably the size of, you know, those small screws on things, like the tiny screws. They're probably about that big. You have paws, sir? I do. Maybe. Do I? Maybe a push pin? Maybe it's smaller than that. Maybe a little bit small, maybe like half the size of the push pin. They're pretty tiny. Alright. Harvest day. Day 1 is always harvest day, so we're going to try and get as many Pikmin as we can. Good morning, workers. Ready for another day of toiling for profit of your company? The Pikmin seem to still be alive, asleep inside the onion. What lazy creatures. No wonder they lack survival skills. Stand beneath the onion and press A to call them all out. So, if you remember in the first game, Oliver talked about his ship's AI being a bit snarky and stuff like that. This AI also seems to have that a little bit. Also, you'll notice just even calling out that is a little bit faster. There's just lots of little things in terms of just it speeds up like the process of just doing stuff. And I like that. Also, I think the camera is just a little bit snappier too. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck in stuff as much. Because that was something we found a little bit problematic in the other game. Snap to it, Louie. Alright. So we need 5 of these. 1. Oh, you can throw faster in this game. Oh, okay, cool. It's just those little things. I don't think I've ever played Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 back to back before. So this will be interesting whether I'll probably have moments where I'm like, oh, okay. This is a change and a welcome one. Come on, guys. They're a little slow. Yeah, because something I couldn't do in the other game, which was a bit of a pain in the butt, was leaving them to their own devices to let them figure out something to do. See, they would run back to me, but this one, they do that, and that's just nicer. I think it's definitely one of those things. I think I prefer the systems in this game a lot more. Come on, guys. There's just a lot of improvements. They're just very, very nice. All right, it's picking time. And it's funny with making tutorials in a game like this because it's clear that it's like you can get like the numbers that they sort of intend pretty easily because they're in complete control. Like this seed will give, what is it? It'll double the number, doesn't it? So it'll give 2 Pikmin. You know that the 5 will give 10, sort of thing. Actually, I don't know if it did give 10, considering I only have 36. No, that is right, yeah. Oh, there's a 5. The 5 got ready. Perfect timing. Get him. Alright. I think it's a pretty good start. We're already at 40. And like I said, I think traveling with like 50 of each color, probably good for us. Though I don't know, I think this will be a day of reds. I'm fairly sure this will be just a day of reds. Let's go. 47 is a pretty good amount. There's a lot more different puzzles as well to get over obstacles and stuff like that. Man, you can throw so much faster in this game. I also feel a little bit more accurate, which is something too, so... Okay, the throwing is a little bit different. Oh my god. Wow, this thing has way less health, or I just am not used to the amount of damage we're doing now. 35 for this thing. Do we have 35? Oops. Alright. 24. Yeah, we don't have enough. So what I might do, I'll put all these guys to work. As many of them as I can, speed that up. They also seem to assign themselves to work a little bit faster, which is cool. Also, just a lot more environmental, like, look at that. Obviously, a small child made that. The thing is, I thought it was meant to be a post-apocalyptic world, but I don't actually think it is. I think it's just meant to be like a Burrows situation. They are in our world, but you just never see humans. Because there's never any future stuff. It's just always, it's just stuff from, like, our time sort of thing. I'm waiting for someone to say that actually, there's a book that came out and said that it is actually set in the year 2000. I love the little run. I think this game just oozes charm, and I think whenever I hear Miyamoto talk about, whenever I hear people talk about how Miyamoto wanted to create Zelda to be a certain little experience about him going out and collecting stuff and all that, and how people talk about with Pokemon and stuff like that, and it's like, I get it, but at the same time, I think that Zelda doesn't really encompass the adventure aspect as much as I think this does. I think this to me gives me that feeling of being out in the wild and like figuring things out and doing things. Oh, are we already up to a cave? Oh, this area starts with a cave. Huh. Does anyone remember how this works? I can't quite remember. If I go to that cave with Louie at the base with the Pikmin that are going to be carrying the can, and I go with Olimar to this, will that bring all of them, or will it only bring the ones that are with Olimar that are at the cave? How could Pikmin destroy such a massive wall when their might is ferocious? Louie, did Olimar instruct you on how to on proper Pikmin commanding protocol? Apparently not. Olimar, you're failing your duty as a superior. Allow me to explain. Press A to grab a Pikmin. Alright. We don't need the tutorial. We've literally just come from playing one. So if I send these Pikmin off to do this, because I'm about to do a cave, so caves have no timer, as we were talking about before, Manny brought up. So basically, we can not worry about essentially the timer, how much time I'm wasting out here, if I'm going to be spending a day in a cave. So a good way to do caves a lot of the time is actually do them at the very end. Alright. I feel like it's only what you have at the cave. That's what I felt like too. That's why I want to be careful about this. Because I don't want to have to waste an entire day. Also, is it taking longer for the day to go through? Also, water. so we can't do anything about that. So what I'm going to do is, I think that's a water block, yeah, so I can't go through there. So yeah, this place we have to return to. It's similar to what we did in the first world when in the previous game, where we have to essentially waste a day here, essentially. I think it will prompt you before you enter. I think it does. I don't know if it tells me the amount of Pikmin, though. Maybe we could test it, because I feel like that's probably important. Got me a can. Aluminium, baby. It's almost the same amount of aluminium in the rocket ship. Outer scrap. It's got a little face. Oh, oh. Glad we saw the same thing fermented. All right, let's go over to Louie. Let's click here. Also, that is a terrifying emote. Interesting. Warm air is welling up from the hole in the ground before you. What could lie underground? What's wrong? You both show expressions of unease. Do not fear. The leader's group of Pikmin will join you. I shall dispatch my research pod too. Approach the hole and press A. Jump in. Didn't really tell me whether or not. It said the leader's Pikmin, so I'm assuming that means it's whoever I'm in control of, so I don't think it will. I think it only takes the ones that I've got with me. So in other words, I do need to bring Olimar over. Might be a wording thing. Come on. I can't wait to... You can totally tell the difference of non-flowers to leaves. Flowers to leaves. The good thing also is that if you've got a party like that, I could just call Louie, and then I'll, yeah, see Pikmin entering. Here we go. So the good thing also is it also saves as you go in a cave. So you don't only save on the day, you'll save on this. So if a cave experience goes badly, I can reset too. So makes things a little less dire. Come dance. Intriguing. My heat sensors indicate this hole's interior is warmer than the surface. Analysis suggests subterranean areas may support different life forms on the surface. If you wish to check your underground terrain, press start to communicate with me. I'm not just a ship. I'm an all-purpose support pod. Thanks, pod. Alright. First of all, it's an orange, but let's deal with these things. No, I'm still not very good at aiming. No. No, I didn't mean to throw over there. Alright. My aiming is really not what it used to be. I used to be such a good crack shot. Look at this dum-dum. How can you purposely consider this beast a treasure? Beasts are incompatible with my circuitry. I suppose I will store your finds in my hold. But I do not think beasts will be worth much. Yeah, so down here, the beasts, all the creatures won't turn into, essentially, extra Pikmin, because it's not an onion. This is also not an onion. This is a citrus lump. I love these models to death. I think items being recreated in video games is like an aesthetic that I just super am into. Another bowl cap. 7-Up, baby! Quenching emblem. That would also, it really does suggest he knows what's in the area. So, okay, if he did hear that, so the sort of sound in the area kind of changed. What that was is, even though I don't have the item sense radar, the treasure sense radar, the radar is actually turning off. So it'll play a sound when I've collected everything in an area. So it's kind of a cheatsy thing we can do. But it's not over. Orange. I love lump juice. Ugh. I like the juice from lumps too. This hole appears to be quite deep. My senses indicate more treacherous terrain ahead. Louie, you do recall that you can adjust the camera? Yeah, sure. Right. Very, very important you don't leave Pikmin here in these because they straight up will get stuck. So the big difference between these caves and normal overworld is there's no timer, but you also need to, like, what you lose is what you lose. Every further level you go down, you can't get more Pikmin. So the 70 I've gone in with is the 70 I have for this. Whoa. So I kind of want to squish these. Oh, hello. Oh, this is... Oh, that's right. The global maps. And you can clearly see it's Earth. It's inconceivable that such an immense object has been buried here for so long. The design of the outer shell resembles the surface of a planet as seen from outer space. Perhaps this can be used for something other than salvage. But how will we ever lift it? I fear that, even 100 Pikmin will be unable to lift it. Oh, dang. All right. Are we going to have to return for this? I don't quite remember. I think it's insinuating I need purple Pikmin. I have a lump energy drink. It's a pretty weak energy drink. What a terrible name for an energy drink. Yeah, so it needs 101. So even if I got off full reds, I wouldn't be able to take that. Is that a shortcut? Oh no, there's straight up purple flowers. Oh, I didn't realize you got purple straight off the bat. I don't really remember how much more that the purples can lift. So we kind of want to bop these boys. I really don't want to lose any Pikmin. This is when you start to realize that it's very important to get good at, like, being effective at killing. Weird phrase. But yeah, they're like 10 times. Okay, so we only need 10 of these. So if you remember, these are the flower converters. Astounding. A flower blooms in the cave deep beneath the snowy landscape. Clearly it is warmer down here than above. Look, the Pikmin are restless. They look as if they're yearning to be tossed into the flower. It's a weird thing to yearn for. But you can see there's we're on the final floor, so there's like a different style of geyser or hole there. It's a geyser instead of a hole, rather. Let's picky the pickies. Look, it's the chonky lads. Japan sumos. Amazing, purple Pikmin. It has hair and is quite stocky. Seems very healthy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report, Olimer. It must be an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by tossing them into flowers. Intriguing. Perhaps there are others. So these are the VIP for this game. If you want to talk about the Pikmin you want a shit ton of, purple are like the ones. However, I believe they don't have their own onion. So you will need to essentially be very, very clever with them. Like, you don't want to have them you don't want to have them be wasted or get killed off and stuff like that. So we can't breed them as easy as we can the other Pikmin. So the challenge becomes trying to keep the purple and I think the white in this game populations up. Alright, let's try and lift this with what we've got. I don't think we can, but... because I know these boys are strong, but I don't know if they're that strong. They're that strong. Look how strong they are. Look how strong my boys are. It's going to take us a while to get there. Olimar, Louie. Why would I want to play as Louie though? He's just evil. He's just an evil boy. So I don't know if it is percentage based on how many you're carrying it that it speeds up it, but I think this is just a very slow object. Oh, to be a Pikmin tossed into the candy pop flower? What do you think the experience is like, Steedling? Because it literally transforms them into another species. Spherical Atlas. Look. No Australia. Useless. There is a device resembling a microchip embedded inside the sphere, retrieving data. Error. It can only decode a portion of the data, but I did receive new geographical charts. I will input this data into my planetary database and name it the Sphere Chart. Press start to access the... Yep. Australia not real confirmed? Oh. I thought I was real. And there's that sound again. I do think they improved the running animation as well. I think the Pikmin just look better overall as well. I do wonder how they've done a lot of like with the leaves and stuff like that. Is it actually a 2D model? Because it's always on the same angle, so I'm not sure if that is fully 3D. It's ecstasy. It's like putting on skis on your feet, but you're on the mountain with no snow. Oh. But so it's a very bumpy ride is what you're saying. Astounding. Guys are shooting out of this, water shooting out of this geyser with incredible force. Sensors indicate it has enough power to launch you into the air. Approach it with A. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hang on, better double check. Yep, we have all 70. We good. Wah! I think that's probably what I was thinking about when I was talking about geysers in the first game where it's like jumping. Whoa! And so I'm gonna try and get that 0 number quite a lot, by the way, chat. This is why I become a bit of a perfectionist with this game where I'm like, I really don't want to lose Pikmin because it will hamper me in the long run. Hey look, all the things have respawned since we were there. But it might end the day here, I'm unsure. You have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent decision-making, gentlemen. We must celebrate your first successful spelunking adventure. I love when I see the word spelunking, because when I was a kid, I never really, like, internalized that was a word. But then, I kind of started seeing it more and more as I got older, and getting more into video games and stuff like that. You've gathered large amounts, well, not video games, more like, D&D? I don't know. I would say rogue-like games, I guess. You've gathered the large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I'll send a report back to the president tonight detailing your progress. Do we get a bit more time on the surface? Alamo and Louie, since you will explore a new area tomorrow, today's work here is done. Oh, okay. What, you still want to work? Unacceptable. You may not realize it, but you are exhausted. You should take a much-needed rest, as you have all the time you need to collect treasure. So I think that's the game trying to insinuate, unlike the previous game, we really can we can play as much as we want or as little as we want. Haste makes waste, so take it slow and steady. Which is probably another thing. It's like, as much as I like one, I think the idea that you are on a clock, even though the clock's very generous, we did it with like 10 days to spare, so we did it in 2/3 the time. Whereas in this game, there is haste around certain elements, but it's more to do with the caves themselves, I would say. This is more, I feel like this game's a bit more about accuracy and better play style. I was into the font in this game. Yahoo! Bravery first, steps first, Alamo. Plan well, and don't worry about me. Our debt with Happy Hocklet savings alone, after all. Besides, there's nothing left to repossess, so ha! I do like some of the president's sort of dialogue at times where he's just insinuating that things are pretty messed up back home, and he'll get more like dire about me coming home. Also, so one thing is the game also tells you the amount of treasure. So we can see we got 3 out of 3 in the cave that we did, but there's 2 other caves and an above ground. So it looks like there's 4 caves in this one, and at some point we'll learn how to look at all the different treasures in an area. And now the first real zone. I like a game that does like a nice little like sweep of the land. Good morning. It should please you to know that the purple Pikmin lodged safely inside my hull. The confines of my interior system seem to suit them perfectly, though they do occasionally tickle me. Stand in the ring below and press A to call them. Okay, so I couldn't remember. I was like, did they go inside the red one? But no, they go inside the ship. Alright. Well, I do want the purple, and I do like bringing them out, but I kind of want to be careful about it, because I really don't want to lose purples, so I'm not going to bring them out. They're good for combat, but red are also very good for combat, so it doesn't... Also, these flowers scare me. If you know what I'm talking about, if I see these flowers, I'm kind of paranoid. Oh, hello. Grubs. Yeah. I think just the improvements in this game just make me a little bit happier with it. Ah, I missed. But with the speed you can throw, you can easily outdo the AI's speed, which is nice. Berries. All right, these are important. These are how do you cheat the system. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'll leave Louie with them. Alright, let's try and get to 100 as fast as we can. Them flowers there now just like spooky boys. Look at me. Yahoo! I'm gonna get them started on this. It's an orb. Astounding, this red berry contains ultra spicy essence. It does not appear to have any monetary value. I also research its potential uses for it. Bring me another specimen. Alright, well they can enjoy the spicy. Are they... Oh, okay, they're not close enough to the wall. Rare occasion, it might be actually better to throw... Oh my gosh, they missed a single berry! What are these boys doing? Don't have enough yet, I guess? You only need 1 per berry, which is good. Wait, what? The berry just exploded! Oh. We'll do this because it's most of the way done anyway. Not as efficient as me going and killing that thing first. Maybe we could... Hang on, I'm gonna grab a handful of them to grab that thing. Go, 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 go. Drink, my boys. There we go. Flower Pikmin. The Pikmin drank the yellow nectar, instantly maturing into Flower Pikmin. Appears to have enhanced motor skills and wondrous. What a wondrous nectar! How intriguing. Like plants, Pikmin mature from leaf to bud to flower. Captain Alamo, you must share your information you have with your subordinate Louie. Love how much he tells him to do that. Do it. Teach your subordinate. So yes, they become more powerful, faster, better, stronger. Nectar. Nectar. Ready? We're gonna make a break for it. Damn, I need to get on that nectar too. Is there any real world equivalent of honey that just makes you an impossible powerhouse? I think I only need 5 each. I think I threw more than 5 there, but that's okay. Let's kill this big boy. I don't think he's really in the way. Oh, he is in the way for the strawberry though. Hop! Do not run. If they run, okay, good. I'm always paranoid that they're gonna go the wrong way and I'm gonna have to go find where they've gone. There you go. Am I missing items? Oh, I know what it is. Chat. So I forgot there's a trait in this game. There's white Pikmin, and white Pikmin can essentially... Oh, it doesn't have a number count because they're singles. There's white Pikmin, which essentially can dig, and they've got little sniffy noses. So there's area... Oh, hello. No, I was trying to do something. Straw. Man, I've been eating winter strawberries right now, and they are amazing. What? 10% of debt recovered already? What? No way. I haven't done anything. Huh? Oh, I've probably reached 100. That's probably what I was saying. Have you ever tried eating your body weight in honey? How much honey would you need to eat and make yourself sick? I feel like honey could make you pretty weirdly ill. Alamo, we have a problem and you cease ejecting seeds. Is it malfunctioning? Interesting. It now seems to have a number of the number of life forms within the onion has increased. Didn't you note that no more than 100 Pikmin can venture on the planet at one time? I currently observe only 95 on service. Could there be some wild Pikmin somewhere? Yes. I guess so. But there's so much stuff it's trying to tell me. Yeah, we got the jelly! We got spicy jelly! Captain Alamo, my research on the red berries you discovered has yielded powerful potion. Behold the ultra spicy spray. Although it's untested, I believe it'll have spectacular results. Spray on all your Pikmin by pressing down. When necessary, I can produce 1 bottle out of 10 berries. So these are very, very important. I will need these for particular like fights and things. I want to kill this guy. Also, these guys are a good like test for like accuracy. And this is some goop I can drink. The red liquid you see contains the ultra refined ultra spicy essence. 1 drop contains 1 dose. Hell yeah. I like that. Could I have gotten that before I actually discovered it? Yeah, drink it up. Drink it up, Olima. No, they're drinking the nectar in the bad way. You don't want individuals. You want a little group of them. Like that. Whoop, whoop. Alright. Let's up to it. So we've got a lot to do. I'll admit, gosh. Swore I was standing on top of one then. Hi, look at me. Okay, so we got, I think, mostly one way to go here. I do want to keep collecting as much juice as I can, but we have, like, stuff to do here. I couldn't remember if that was the type of thing where we wanted to attack its face or its back, but I think it might be attacking its back. Also, you'll notice this looks kind of familiar to the first zone we did. I actually think this might be the Forest of Beginnings, actually. Wait, this is the Forest of Beginnings, isn't it? Oh, there it is. That's what I was worried about. Get him. Beat him up. Beat him up, beat him up, beat him up. That's why I said I didn't like these flowers. They hide. They hide as flowers. Alright, one cave. I don't really want to go down there yet. Biological sensors are reacting violently. Sensor readings are ominous. A beast of unknown power lurks in these depths. A large Pikmin group would be reassuring. My sound sensors are picking up hostile roars of many beasts. Expect dangerous encounters. Sensors are also showing extreme heat pockets. You may want flame-resistant Pikmin. My records indicate no such data. Are my records incomplete? Right, so basically the game's trying to tell me that I need fire Pikmin. The only issue is here. Gonna have to do fire stuff? Oh, I need purple, because purple are heavy. But I don't know if they're heavy enough to knock that down. I guess we'll do this. Have I lost a couple of Pikmin somewhere? Ah, here they are. Hey, Storm. Alright, let's put 10 Pikmin in. Let's see. This game has a lot less buggier encounter with Pikmin getting out. Oh no, I did that right as they grabbed something, so they produced some seeds. What's the date in Australia? There's no such thing as dates here. We don't actually follow the standard flow of time, unfortunately. But happy birthday, Storm, either way. Louie, has Alama instructed you on the peculiarities of Pikmin creatures? The Pikmin form groups based on color when disbanded. Now for a bonus lesson. After grabbing a Pikmin, you can... Okay, so this is the thing that I was wanting in the other game that doesn't exist. It didn't exist in 1, but it exists in 2, which is nice. You can actually change, like... or maybe it did exist, but I did try it and it didn't seem to be working, but... no problem, still. I need the purple. There we go. Eat the berry. Get the berry. So I knew I kind of overdid it there, but... So... I'm worried if I should take purple into this thing, but I feel like I should. I don't want to lose them is the problem. I'm going to be very careful with them. But worst case scenario, like having... having only 90, well, it'll be 85 Pikmin in the dungeon wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But what we need to do is... Also, this is why you want flower purples, because they're very slow lads. These boys. Right, I don't think we have enough weight here. Yeah. Not enough. It's just not enough, unfortunately. So I think we have to actually go into that dungeon. ANC, how are you doing? You got anything planned for your birthday, Storm? Or are you just gonna have like a relaxing day in? Alright. Enter this hole. Chat, would you enter this hole with me? Celebrated earlier? Oh, excellent. Every hole's a goal. Whatever, is every goal a hole? Alright, let's call them all out. I'm going to then separate them so I don't accidentally grab the purples. Switch over to Louie, he can be in command of them. Alright, now we go. I'm fighting the camera again. Alright, so the layouts of these maps are a bit funny because they're a bit of a maze. So you've got this sort of situation where you kind of you'll kind of be walking around in circles a lot. And we don't like the purple grubs. And you want to kill them before they kill you. So it's better to scope the ground, leave the things, and then come back. What's up with the music in this dungeon? The music's super weird in this game at times. Not every goal is in a hole, but every hole is a goal. Wise words? I'm not sure. Da -da 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 -da. Stone of Glory. So I think that is actually everything in this area. The radar sound stopped. That warm sound of the radar is gone. We may as well carry this back. And I think I don't need Louie to come with me to go down. I think that's fine, but I'll just grab him anyway. So I'm guessing you played Klonoa all day, Storm. Yeah. And I wish I could move the little Pikmin sprout in my head. Alright, let's go. Alright, Louie. Also, the radar, the whistle, I think, is larger in this game, so I do have to be a little careful with it. Is there enemies in this area? But can I separate these boys? Because I don't want... Oh no, we do want flowers, I guess, of the thing, so I'm gonna try and move it so the flowers at the front of the party. Good. There we go. So now we get some more purples, so that bag is no longer a problem. I wonder who made the soundtrack to this particular game, because it's so different from many other Nintendo games. It kind of has like a sort of indie, bizarre sort of vibe to it. Alright, so the difficult thing about this is I need to be careful with how many Pikmin I convert, because if I convert too many, as much as I want purples, it might stuff me up in the dungeon and I might not be able to complete objectives. So, also, no timer. So I can take the leisure to explore. Leisure. Leisure? Leisure. Is there something in this area, or is this just a weird empty map? I think this might be just a weird empty map. I gotta use the change of the map button. So, if you remember, it said that there's a boss at the bottom of this, so I have to be very careful at the end of this. Yeah. Let's zoom out and let's split the party. Grab the purple boys. And let's go. So I will get an upgrade on Olimar that will make him like defensible to fire. Right now, I do not have that. Could destroy these things. I don't know if it's really important for me to destroy these. I don't know if there's any area here because the purples are not immune to fire, so. What's this? Oh, there's a thing in there. Oops. Hajime Wakai for 1 and 2. 3 is Asuka. Wait. Sorry, what fermented? I'm confused. The soundtrack? Oh, thank you. Thank you for, right. I forgot I asked that question, I'll be honest. So, Hajime Wakai for 1 and 2, 3 is Asuka Hayazaki, Atsuka Asahi, and Hajime Wakai. Oh, so it's like multiple for the third one. I wonder which one did the, like, the cave part of the soundtrack then, because it's so different. Not in a bad way, it's just interesting to have this sort of tone in a Pikmin game. Can I? Okay. That was weird. I don't really understand the point of that. It's almost got like Pokemon vibes at times. Oh, what game is this, by the way? It's a Nintendo game. What do we got? It is something in Japan. Does anyone recognize those kanji characters? I have no idea what this game is. It's got a castle. Is it that ninja game? Goemon? I wonder what it is. Cosmic Archive. Because surely that's a real game. Apologies about the camera zoom sometimes. I still getting used to the controls. No boy left behind. Oh wait, I just noticed. You know those flower ones I threw in? They didn't come out with flowers, so there's no point in doing that. Oh, you're doing puppy sitting duties, NC. Sorry, I missed your message. I've thought about it, like, with some of the extra time I had. I was like, oh, maybe I could do dog walking, but that could also be a cursed event. I like the idea of, like, spending time with more dogs and stuff, but I don't know. Some dogs aren't the best boys. Some dogs naughty boys, and you feel like I don't want to be cruel to someone else's dog. I don't want to have to train someone else's dog. Nectar. Actually, I don't want them to drink that. I actually want Louie to take them over. Like I said, we want flowers on these boys super bad. I don't think that all of them will get this, but never mind, got them all. Hell yeah. Oh, what? Oh, I forgot about these. Can you kill these? I can kill these. Do we want to kill these? How important is it to kill these? Oh, they give nectar. Guess that's the point of them? That's the thing, there's so much more in this game that I feel like I'm like, oh, thing. Oh, exciting thing. Oh, what's this do? Bingo bango. A Game & Watch. And some flowers. And a card. I have to be careful. I'm worried that I'm starting to reach a point where I'm getting too many purples, but I want to max out as many purples as I can. Game & Watch. Dream Architect. Whee! I wish you could see the back of some of the things. That was the exciting thing about, I was gonna say Planet Robobot. Astro's Playroom, where it was like, Astro's Playroom had this situation where, we had all those like little artifacts from like PlayStation history, and they had little 3D models, and you got to look at them, and they had like so many little tiny details. Oh wow, these maps are very short. Some of them get very large. I've separated in a way I'm not happy. Alright. They're your problem now, Louie. Look after the babies, Louie. The chubby babies. Chubby babies. More nectar. Probably okay with the reds getting the nectar on this one. Whoop whoop! We're just looking for a way out now. I'm 99% sure that I can just leave here, right? Delve deeper with your Pikmin. I'm 99% sure I can just do this and it'll take all of them. Yeah. But I don't think going in initially, I think it restricts you, which is a bit weird. I don't know why you would only want to go with partial party. I think this is the boss. Yep. Oh, dude. It is a boss. Okay. Now, purples are good for battle because they can stun, but I think I have enough to just do this. This might be one where we do save resets if I balls this up. So this is a Queen Grub. Alright, this might also be a time where I want to, oh, I've already lost one. Can't tell if there was one on the side. Oh no, that one's squashed. There's one already squashed, I heard him. Oh no! Oh no, another one! Alright, it's okay. Like I said, reds I'm not too concerned with, it's the purples. There we go. I don't know why she disintegrates like that. How bizarre. This device is emitting black light. It must have been ingested by that creature. What an absolute repulsive life form. Thank you, Steedling. Our return to Hakatakala cannot come soon enough. Alright, well, what we're going to do is I'm going to press X here, and then I'm going to jump over here. What are you talking about, Wolf? What are you talking about? Can I put more on this? I might be able to put... The enemy was me? Look, it was the AI thought you were repulsive. So what you're saying is you commune with identities that you see similar as yourself. Is that what you're saying, Wolf? Name. Prototype detector. This contraption seems to react when it approaches treasure. I will continue to use it as my radar. Processing complete. The treasure gauge is now fully operational. Why does a love tester act as a treasure gauge? Is love a treasure? It will now appear on your monitor. The needle will move right as you approach treasure. So this is what I was talking about. So the treasure gauge is actually functional, even if you can't see it. So that sound of it turning off is what you get. So I lost 5 Pikmin, it seems. That's not too bad. Love is the greatest treasure all. It's the love test Nintendo made, by the way. Oh really? Oh, I didn't know that. That's the thing. It's like I feel like this game is just a lot more heavy on the sort of the nostalgia factor, and I'm okay with that. So old me would be very annoyed and probably would have reset until I didn't lose a Pikmin there, but I think I'm okay with losing just reds. The purples might be the ones I might reset on because they are a lot harder to get more of. At a certain point later in the game, it becomes easier, but purples and pinks are just, they're like prime currency. Don't want to waste them. All right, we're back. 20% of debt has now been recovered. All right. Well, let's do this. I might quickly grab some little seedlings here, some steedlings here, and we might make our way over to that baggie. I don't know what the purples do. Do the purples just turn it into money? Or they can't pick it up if they can't convert it? I don't really remember. Alright. Picky picky! Were they called Pikmin because of picking, like pick, like it? Because Japan loves onomatopoeias. It makes me feel like that's probably why they called them that. Alright. Gosh, we need to get those other purple ones. Some steedlings. Some baby steedlings. So that you'll notice the treasure radar works out on the world as well, so... Alright. Also, this is a hefty bag. I'm just gonna keep throwing until the purple ones get to my hands, because I'm lazy. Stomp that bad boy. Alright. If I've got some purples on the front, that'd be good. Wow, there's another cave. Can we do this other cave? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up! So we need yellow. But I might be able to do this cave. Can I do a second cave? Astounding. My metal detectors are reacting violently. What could be down there below? You'll find it, trouble below. Press start to contact me. An exploration pod will drop its loot on the, to the room and carry you and Louie and Pikmin to the safety. Oh. This gives me a warning, I'm fairly sure. This there's poison in this one, so I think that might be where I get white. But what we're gonna do is, I've got a choice here. I don't remember. So we can also return to caves, and it's not the worst thing ever to scope a cave, and if you get stuck, come back. But I don't want to take this many purple in, so I might just leave 10 and then like return back. So maybe we drop off 10. How much do I care about that? So there's poison there, there's water, there's a jump. We might as well grab some berries while we're here too. I don't know why I'm sending all the Pikmin up. Didn't need to do that. I think purple take it to an onion. Either one is random, which the Pikmin are carrying. Oh, okay. Wait, why are the Pikmin just randomly in the middle of nowhere? What are these guys doing? I don't remember what they were doing. I don't know why they're in the middle of nowhere. Nice. We have 4, so I should use that on bosses. I should just be a bit more better about that. Annoyingly, I've got one more purple than I kind of would like, but... Alright, should we do that cave? I feel like we got enough time to do that cave. Let's go get these little berries in. Get them berry boys going. And let's go! Yeah. Oh, right, this is the first... Is this the first day? Hang on, are we still on the first day? First day of this zone, rather. Alamo, Louie. The sun will be setting soon. Call all of your Pikmin to you. This planet's native nocturnal life forms are ferocious and therefore dangerous. Load your Pikmin into the onion and yourselves to into my hull so we can take refuge in low orbit. Pikmin in your squad will enter the onion on their own at the day's end, so call them all to you. Mr. President! Hey, Zote. Oh shit, I haven't got a full party. I forgot to grab reds. Trying to get to that hole before the end of the day because, like I said, time doesn't matter here. Go. Come on. Come on. I've got 10 seconds. Go. Let's go. Yes. Where's Mr. President? We haven't unlocked Mr. President yet. New save. This is the Taco Cat Garden stream? It is, except the garden comes to life and try to eat you. Welcome in, Shavo and Zote. So like I said, I might not be able to do the entire thing in this particular one. So I'm going to try and do it partially at least. Shit, I grabbed some purples there. Alright, we're doing this dungeon with Louie, it seems. Purple comes before anything. No. I wish the default Twitch font for was Impact. I don't know what I'd want. I'm kind of the person where I'm like, I kind of like just default text. It feels like your brain doesn't do any thinking when you've just got default text. What is this? Shoe polish. Kiwi! This game also highlights, I don't know if this is like a Nintendo choice, but there's a lot of like English or Western items in this game. And I know there is a lot of those in Japan, but I wonder if there was like an active decision whether or not some of those were like some of these items were deliberately put in the game because they'd have Western appeal. Comic Sans? No. No Comic Sans. Shoe polish. I think some were actually changed for Western release. Oh, really? If there's a list of that, that'd be cool to see. Right, so we got like 10 purples, so fingers crossed that'll be enough for whatever I need to do in here. Usually it's not too bad, and if you do need them, they might be like a floor above. That's why it's not worth going in, particularly like thingy, the sparkly eyes. And I haven't turned on my eyes for a while. Yeah. If the hotkeys are gonna work. There you go, just for you, Shavo. I feel like gives a Pikmin vibe. Pikmin have kind of like excited little eyes. Version differences? Oh, thank you, Shavo. Not Shavo, Storm. I'll have to, can you... Storm, can you do me a favor? Can you use points to pin that so I can check it up later? Tante? How you be? How was your night, Tante? Like, you went for fucking ages. Okay, so remember how I'm not too scared of pigs? I'm kind of scared of pigs in this area. I'll DM you? Okay. Tante did a very long stream of doing Spyro Trilogy. Did you complete all the trilogy? Because I don't think you'd be able to get it in one setting, because that's madness. But yeah, these pigs are a little bit... These pigs are not that scary, except in this situation, where they're kind of... They can face it aside, like... Oh my gosh. Ah! I forgot about I can be hurt by fire. Because they can throw forward, so I kind of want to face in a direction that they throw the Pikmin forward. Can't believe I just stood in fire because I was thinking too much about the kick. Alright, there we go. Easy peasy. Now the goal was 2 streams, though it might have to be 3. They're long games. Like there was a few streamers that we've interacted in the past, like that were like sort of doing the marathon of them. I thought about doing it. I don't know if Spyro is necessarily a game that I think I would stream. Like I would be able to stream a lot of it, but at once. But I do have the trilogy. I think I would probably I don't know, I'd probably play 2, maybe 3, because I like the skateboarding sections and stuff. Whee! Petrified Heart. Sagatani bread milk cover was what was in Japan, and it was an A&W root beer bottle in America. Ah, interesting. How far through? You got about halfway through it? Yeah, okay, alright. That's pretty good though then, Tante, if you got like through 1.5 games. We got everyone? We do. Camera. US Jep and JP and PAL had different items? Ah, wow, between PAL and US as well. That's crazy. Louie just got burned? Look, I'll try and not walk into fire this time. Hunted cheater code for the beginning of Spyro 2. I saw some of the stuff people have done for like cheats and stuff like that, but also mods. I'm like, is it worth modding that game? Makes me wonder. I actually don't have as many purple with me as I thought I did, by the way, which is probably not good. What's this wolf? Wap, 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 wap. Womp womp. Womp womp. Oh my god. Okay. Thank you, wolf. Sometimes I forget that you guys are just meme children. Hang on. Where's my folder? Oh, might have to cut the collar off like this. There we go. And a second. Dang, how Dude, actually, do you know what is so funny about this? Is I may end up using this in the future. Wolf. That's not a hair, that's a hat. Ironically, this one may end up getting used in the future. But logos are a funny thing with my head because they do get all kinds of messed up because I have to do that. And then we have to move the Pikmin thing up here. Very squishy. We do that because of how the brim is. It looks kind of funny. There? Question mark? I kind of want to flip this. I keep thinking about it. Let's flip this. Perfect. I've never turned on my eyes for quite a while. Thank you, Thomas. I'm always horny? Wait, hang on, what happened? I feel like everyone is a big fan of one of the PS2 era mascot types games. Yeah, I would say that I think everyone has a game that they've got like a mascot fan. Like, I can't imagine there's anyone that's like, I don't like any mascots at all. I see the items have different items. I'll point them out. Yeah, that'd be good, Storm. If you've completed Spyro 2 on a save file, you get Super Breath power-up that transfers to all the other saves. The only way to disable it is with a cheat code. Really? Is that true, Tante? Wow, so you become OP for a period. Interesting. Very like, it's okay, Thomas. Don't worry about it. Cool with the Pikmin 2 chip? Go for it, Tante. You're my expert here. Shoot. Dripped out. Like soggy dripped? I don't want to be a soggy boy. Why can't it be like high and dry? Oh, here we are. Oh shit. This is why I wanted to bring as many reds as I could. Because I knew that this was probably going to be in this dungeon. Which is pretty important to find as soon as possible. How can a flower bloom so deep underground so robustly? How mysterious. This place is conspicuously warm. Could it act as a kind of hotspot for foliage? Oh no! Cannon, don't raid me while I'm all dripped out like this. That's some serious drip. Well, should I put my serious face on? I don't really have a serious face, guys. But welcome in, raiders. Hey, Cannon. How you doing? Of course. It's like I don't have to question Cannon. Cannon's like the person I don't have to question right now for what she's playing.
You guys ever see that?
What was that clip? Look at that drip. Everyone into the drip. I'm very soggy. I'm just a soggy boy. I'm sorry. But from my side, most of you know Cannon, but please go check out her streams if you haven't already done so. Even though she's playing Elden Ring. Still playing Elden Ring. It's just funny where it's like, I like some streamers come by and it's like, I kind of know what they're going to play. Some people, it's like Monster Hunter ones, it's usually, they'll know their Monster Hunter, but like Elden Ring captured some people that pretty much everyone who came by for like a month, it's just they were coming from Elden Ring streams. But we do know a lot of variety people, so it's always a roll of the dice, and I kind of like that. How was stream, Cannon? How are you doing? Judging from what I read, entering a dungeon with more than 20 purple Pikmin will prevent purple flowers from spawning. Is that true? I did not know that. Interesting. I mean, I never tried to go into dungeons with more than 10, because 10 is like, I think 10 is like 100 power or whatever. If they're 10 times, they're 10 apiece, so you can carry anything that's 100. I do know that there are some items that need 300, so you will need like 30. But if you're saying what you're saying is true, Tante, and you spawn 2 purple flowers, then you'll get, if you go in with 20, you'll still be able to get 10 if you get 2 flowers, sort of thing. So that's still probably all right. But we're doing this a lot of it blind, so I've got to try and I'll be doing my best to remember, but I haven't played this game for like probably over a decade, so. What an interesting development. The Pikmin look as if they long to go and be tossed into the flower. Cannon, get ready to be thrown into a flower. Become something else. So it turns out what I should be throwing is not the flower ones, actually. I should be throwing the other ones. You'll need a lot of purples if you want 100% this. That's what I was saying. I want to try and protect the purples as best I can. White's less so. Purples are like more important. That boy just farted. It's a little Ailamau. This is my little Ailamau Pikmin. Incredible. White Pikmin. It is tiny, but it looks distinctly swift. The eyes are unseemingly red. This type of Pikmin was not mentioned in your notes, Olimer. It's a new type. New type. Dang, new types. Our data recorded on this type is a blank page, and certain captain never documented. I love how much the AI is so hoity about stuff. You must experiment and make detailed observations to benefit fully. Alien Pikmin. You can press down on the D-pad to form cycle the flower. Yes, it's very handy. Oh, you can do bud and flower. I didn't realize you could cycle the stage of them. That's good. Oh, I will need those whites. I might actually go grab the purples as well, so they're not so far away. Ooh. My build is still not fully working with a boss in this play, as in you have trouble with bosses, or. I kind of get scared when I see big areas, but I think we're okay. So, you'll notice something different with these Pikmin. Oh, hello. Quick, everyone, eat the juice, drink the juice. Everyone, go. Whoop, whoop. Here. So, white Pikmin, they actually have 3 properties. They're fast, they're light, they dig, and they are immune to poison. So you kind of need them in every dungeon. We just need one to be able to have it, so you can just be able to sense the dig. You can also get away with one Pikmin, white Pikmin. Yeah, you only need one to essentially get through any dungeon. But it will take a long time. Amazing. The white Pikmin have unearthed a treasure that was completely buried in the ground. Perhaps those beady red eyes of theirs will allow them to sense objects that are buried in the dirt. Only one boss is giving this build trouble. Oh, really? Which boss are you on? Hell yeah, Sellotape. It's the gift of the gods. I'm gonna do this. Oh, hey. Hey. Ah, come back. There it is. Come here. Oh my god, my aiming is so bad. Oh, I maxed out. Oh no, I'm not. I think there's a max of how much group we can have, but I can't remember. Alright. What does that juice do? So spicy juice allows me to, or the nectar or the spicy juice? Spicy juice powers up my Pikmin for battle. They also move faster. But the nectar transforms them from leaf to flower. It speeds up the process, essentially. I don't have a way to play it right now. Oh, dang, Tante. Is it only on the Wii U? Actually, I don't actually know. I don't actually know what platforms Pikmin 3's on. 50, 45, perfect. It is on the Switch? Oh, okay. I have it on Switch, but no capture card. Oh, shit. Tante, we need to get you a capture card. It's Millennia. I've killed it twice, but my strength imp build is having some issues. Oh, really? I mean, there's always... So, they did nerf a couple of things in relation to... not Millennia, but for, like, certain build archetypes. Like, there was a point there that I found that you could just really cheese that fight with, Oh, I need all the whites, but they're all kind of bunched up over there. Come on. I have to do this. I might do it from above this time. I'm gonna open a couple of these. But yeah, I don't know what necessarily that build would be good outside of parrying, but there was an interesting thing I saw, Canon, which if you want some cheesy tactics, I don't know what your build is specifically, but essentially, like Millennia has a few problems. I would say as a boss, just that you can sort of abuse. Her stagger is probably one of the biggest ones, but weirdly enough, Intel can blow her up really easily because of the stagger situation, and if you have like the mimic, because the mimic's not as good, but there is a specific setup you can do on with the mimic that makes it just silly. But it depends on how bad you want to cheese the fight, unfortunately. Because that's the thing with that game, is like you can make things super easy on yourself if you really wanted to. Yeah, there's Deluxe or whatever on Switch. What did Deluxe add? Deluxe added Oliver and Louie's set of missions that take place before the main story. No way, really? Oh shit. Oh, it kind of makes me want to play that then. So there's something else in the area. I'm assuming there's a diggy somewhere. There's that single red that he's stuck. Hopefully he doesn't stay stuck. Right. Always take reds first. Oh boy. Why is my number amount funny? Oh, it's because I've got purples at 6 when I was trying to take 5. Well, I was trying to take 10, but, you know. It's been great so far as a hybrid, but she's rough on this one. Yeah. I don't know if you really can... It's that thing of, like, you kind of have to play by her rules. Millennia is one of those bosses you do have to play by her rules. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it does make certain builds a little bit harder. Go, my boys. Get the chap. Get that chap. Get that chap. No bad lips for us anymore. Everyone's gonna be Vaselined up. I don't think there's any diggies around. I'm just gonna take the whites around just to dig. Alright, all chapped up. Oh, it is actually straight up a chapstick. Didn't realize that. Survival ointment. Ooh. 80, 15. Yep. Do you think that the onion gets embarrassed when it gives birth to Pikmin in front of Olimar? Oh my god. Wonder what the pellets smell like? Tante, that might be one of the more cursed things you've ever said. Oh my god. So in EU, the chapstick is a Hoesta brand of herring in tomato sauce. What the hell? That's such a weird change. Oh, I thought when you said they were changed, I thought you meant Storm, like they changed the branding. I didn't realize it changed the object completely. Alright, first things first. I really hope I didn't grab a white amongst them. I did. I pressed down, chat. Alright, now my boys are high. This is what the potion does. Standing, the heads of the Pikmin are glowing. They seem extremely agitated. This is like, whatchamacallit, this is like when you play, Pokemon Sword and Shield and they Gigantamax and it's bad for their body. Or Mega Evolution. The Mega Evolution is probably the better one for that. Increase their speed, attack power. What discovery? Alright, well I need to go fight something now. Unfortunately. Hang on, how do I change? Chat, what was the thing to change? Because I've got a white one with me, and I don't want the white one. Pikmin high on amphetamines? They do be. Alright. Oh no! Well, I'm glad that I've powered these boys up, because I hate this thing. No thinking, only slappy. Oh no, they're back to normal. I lost a few, that's okay. Eat shit, bird. At least there's only one bird, not three this time. Alright. I think we're okay. Mitten! I think this makes me immune to fire, question mark? Hold, throw, and then press left on the D-pad. Shit. Snagger it. Weird ball bird mold. They're very weird. I kind of like them as a design, but I hate them as a fight. Yeah, I kind of hate them too, Tanta. It's because you have to throw them vertical. Well done, Captain Alamo. You've defeated the freakish half-bird, half-serpent hybrid. I know, don't tell me the treasure was ingested by that beast, wasn't it? Kind of paranoid walking around. Alright, first things first. This... no eggies. No eggies right now. That'll be for the others. I think that's the only item in this area. Hard to say. It'd be weird if there's no dig in the White Cave. Ooh. Oh, actually, it's actually not a problem, I just realized, because, I've actually got quite a lot of flowers on both. This game comes off as, the items come off as useless, but actually used a lot in dungeons. Which items? The glove? Oh, this is the knapsack. I forgot about the knapsack. 5-man knapsack. Knapsack? This material looks comfortable. I will use it to patch the boss's favorite sleeping bag. Theme test conclusive. Cross stitching successful. The knapsack is complete. When you have an unaccompanied time interval, press and hold X to take a nap. So in Japan, the glove was called, was it Okamoto 01 0.1 millimeter? Oh my god, Storm. I had to pause that sentence for a second there to realize that what you would try to say. No, I stopped myself. So I don't want to know about that. I don't want to know about that in a kid's game. This is a wholesome, friendly game. Alright, I lost 3 Pikmin. That's not too bad. We did it, though. And remember, we did that, so we got both purple and white with losing neither of them, completing both caves on the first day on this area. Cave complete. And we're already a third of the way through the depth. You complete the depth so quickly, I didn't realize that. I did get very good at this game as well. I played Pikmin 1 more, I think, but we're back, baby. All right. I mean, I could do this, but I don't think we have enough time. I believe in you. You can do it. You've got like 2 seconds. Get it in there. Yeah, that's my boys. Annoyingly, I have got like seeds left there now. So I'll have to get them next time, but what we'll do is we'll go to the new zone. I think we have a new zone accessible now, or am I still stuck here? I guess I'm still stuck here because I need the other part of the globe. I think they just attack the ship. You're almost done with the Lego Star Wars Complete Saga. Tante, you're insane. I can't believe you're playing all of that. Like, I have only played like a handful of Star Wars games, but looking forward to me going to the submerged castle. Is that in this stage? Yo! Because there's certain stages I remember just a nightmare. How was progress, Oliver? Remember, you'll never get anything done if you sit back and watch afar. Make sure you hold R occasionally to, for a close-up view of the action. It's in the 3rd area. The thing is, the game starts changing how you approach it as we get further in. Right now, I think we're still in that very comfy part of the game. But check this. I forgot to show this off. This is a cool thing that this game has. Is, like I said, you get to look at like the treasures when you see them, but you also get to look at them like at this stage too. And I really like this. I think this is just very cool. I think that games, when they pull this stuff off, is very nice. But this game also has a Bulbapedia for monsters. But if you throw a Pikmin at this one, also you get to see what a Pick carrot actually looks like, which is cool. I don't know what's up with the blur though. Like I have no idea why the game has got this like so like blurry. Oh, you get to look at the bosses too. Look at that swollen girl. Can she poop out like other monsters or go to area selection? I don't know if I completed them all, but that's the goal. How long are each of the games, Tante? Because they're relatively short games, aren't they? There's unused code for the Pick carrots to be used in the field. Really? Oh, that's cool. Oh, hey, we recognize this zone too. Wait, no, this is the zone we're just... Good mornings. The white Pikmin are now lodged with the purple ones in my hull. 2 types seem to be sleeping well. And do not quarrel. I have made them most comfortable. You can call them out from the light beneath me. On separate note, be wary of overworking yourselves. Taking a break is courageous too. Retire early, press start to leave. Almost says a lot of cool stuff in the items and monster logs. I think we're going straight to the poison stuff, so I kind of need all the white ones I can. I'll just grab the red ones just to bring them with me. We also still need to get the red population up, so we may as well do that first while we're here. It is weird that this happens. I don't remember this happening. I guess you meant to stand underneath it. Again, I'm paranoid by those flowers on the ground. Like, I'm just like, any of them could attack me at any time. Oh, it's the little grubby boys that steal the things. Right. Little population bump. I love how they couldn't be bothered to make proper ships for the purple and white Pikmin. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I think it kind of makes sense the way they did it. Right, I'm not too concerned with those grubs. I've got 4 potions, so I don't really need that. They're a new species. Yeah, I kind of felt like that too. Like they've never really had like a sort of their own sort of space. All right. So this is going to take us a while. I technically could go back into that cave and get more white ones, but I don't know if that's a good idea right now. I don't know if that's the way people approach it. So you can see there's a flower there, so I need to be ready for when they knock that down. I don't think there's really much else I can do without the white Pikmin. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can do until they knock down that wall. Annoyingly. I like the idea of them evolving into a new species in Pikmin 3. Wait, are the white ones the... Hang on, are the white ones the pink ones? Or is that something else? Is it like they're all just different ones? Man, this is gonna take ages. Okay. Is there anything I can do? I could go get some berries. I don't know if there's anything I can collect in an area. It's not a huge amount I can do. Which means I should have dealt with these grubs, I guess. Get the grubs! Also, those grubs are alive, just FYI. That's messed up, Pikmin. Also, there's just a single Pikmin by himself. I need to be wary of that jingle. As soon as that jingle goes, I need to send my boy back, by the way. Grubbies! But this is what I was talking about, where it's like, this works well in terms of like, I can separate myself out and do multiple tasks. I can be like productive. I'm not wasting time standing around. And I think this game handles that pretty well. Hey Klunima, how you doing? Welcome on in. Alright, well we're at the point we need to actually go collect our Pikmin, so... We'll leave that berry. I don't care that much about that berry. And it explodes really quickly after you dropped it. Oh, wait. Maybe we're doing the right thing. Alright, now we back up. And we bring the boys in. We bring in the red boys. 33 hours into a LEGO complete saga. Hang on. Wait, hang on. Is that just one game or is it plenty of games? Right, killed that fast enough. Fantastic. And let's do this. Yeah. I'm gonna go explore over here just to remind myself what's over here. So we got poison thing, water, so I just need water. So I literally can't do this until I get water. Which LEGO universe? The Star Wars one? The Star Wars one looks pretty good. I've seen people talk about it. I genuinely think that looks like a pretty fun game. I might take Louie over to the other poison thing then. So that jingle, you know, the completion jingle, I feel like it becomes a lot more important because of this situation as well. Alright, get to work, buddy. Right. I wonder if they did a better job with the bridges in this game, because the bridges in the first game are a pain in the bum. I will need purples for this, I think, actually. Fascinating. This object is highly similar to the one you found in the Valley of Repose. By examining it further, I may be able to extrapolate new planetary data. Yeah, it needs 101. Okay, so let's go take these Pikmin back that I've got, and let's go grab some perps. You guys are so slow. Are the leaf Pikmin slower in this game? I feel like they genuinely are slower. Maybe it's to encourage you to try and upgrade as many of your Pikmin as possible in this game. Get some perpy boys. Leaves are slower and weaker, but are they weaker compared to the ones that were in Pikmin 1? Because they feel significantly slower. Collectibles always kept me hooked, but trigger me whenever I can complete them all. Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. That was one of the problems I think I had with that game. There's some grass near the onion. Yeah, but that takes time. I'll have to go do that at some point. Alright, they're still going. So, oh, we may as well do the nectar thing here while we wait. Give ourselves something to do. Get picking, boys. Obo! Louie! Obo! This is gonna take a little while. Gambate! Gambate! Maybe it's to balance the fact that you can be in 2 spots at once. Possibly. I feel like it's to encourage you to actually use the nectar and get as many flowers as possible. Or keep them in the ground to level them up. But no one would keep them in the ground. I don't think there's any point to do that. I think that's a bit nonsensical. Three jubes. Three little Jews. Push. 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 Alright, we've unlocked the new map. Yeah. Literally 30% of the way there already. This hemisphere also contains a hidden microchip. I will attempt to decrypt this stored data. Who's keeping microchips in their, like, globes? Decoding complete. As I surmise, the chip contains additional topographic data. The data has been inputted into my database. I shall name it the survey chart. Yeah. Bingo bango. Maybe it's so the globe could speak? Maybe. Alright, we better go over to the boys, the little white boys that have made their way. But, man, the flowers being that faster is so good. Who's your favorite Sonic boy? Wait, what do you mean, Tante? As in Sonic character? That's a good question. I like Sonic a lot, honestly. I feel like each of them, they're like kind of like their own entities, so I'm not like, I want a big cuddle with Big. I do like Sonic a lot, because he's the cool one. I like Knuckles, but he doesn't chuckle. Do you know what? Ironically, I do like, I like Sally. I think Sally was cool in the old cartoons and stuff. I don't know if I've really got one that I'm like affiliated out with beyond Sonic, actually. Is this a boss thing that I need to do here? Sonic boys, though? Knuckles, probably, outside of Sonic. Ah, balls. I didn't get as many up there as I thought I did. Okay. Oh, that's water. Isn't there an enemy here? I don't remember what this is, but we'll grab it. All of them are good. I kind of, my thing is, I think that each of them serve a different purpose. Like, I feel like I can't get it connected necessarily to, quite a few of them too much because they're kind of, a lot of them are like kids and stuff. I was always kind of a fan of the idea of like some of the ones. What? It's weird. I don't know why those Pikmin came over here. I was always kind of a fan of the ones that were in like Sonic Fighters and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I don't really like Espio, but I like them each for different reasons. I think actually is how I'd say it. But you know me, I like the cool ones. I want the ones, I'd like the one that's like, this is the cool character. This didn't really accomplish much, did it? Outside of getting that planet now. Fang is cool? Yeah, Fang was the one I was actually thinking of. He's just got a cool design? Yeah, I don't think he's really got much, to be honest. I'm not even sure if... Are those ones from the Archie comics? Because I do remember them in it, but I don't know which one what came first. Astonishing, this purple berry contains ultra bitter essence. It does not appear to have any monetary value, but I shall research its potential uses. Bring me another specimen. He was from Triple Trouble? What's Triple Trouble? Man, I'm not sure if I've got all the Pikmin with me right now. But we literally can't go any further because we haven't got water and we haven't got yellow. So... It was a Game Gear game? Oh, really? He doesn't know about Triple Trouble? I guess I don't. I mean, I don't know any of the... Who would know the Game Gear games? Wear this? Hang on, we're reaching max capacity on wearing here. But hang on, I'll do this. I'll look at that in a sec, Tante. I know the Game Gear games. Yeah, but you're crazy, Storm, okay? What is this? What have you sent me, Tante? Is this you better not put a Game Gear... Oh my god! What? Okay, someone needs to do a lore explanation for me. I've seen these. I've seen people wearing these. What is this? Why are they like diamond crusted? Oh, I've put this in the leg section. That's not a leg. Why are there diamond crusted Sonic character things? What is going on? God. Well, I guess this is my life now. I don't want to stretch the Sonic head is the problem. Do I need to stretch it a little? Or do I like... Oh, hang on. That works there. I think about there works. And it's not noticeable. Alright, we're just going to use the last of the day to do this, I think. We'll just get some berries. I also like Chronicles more than SA2, so what do I know? I know. So we have such different tastes. The Sonic Emeralds? No, they're diamonds. They announced them in the Sonic Direct. Oh, that's what it was. That's right. Alright, so this stuff is OP as shit. This is extremely important stuff. This stuff literally turns enemies to stone and you just insta-do damage to them. Some monsters, it just straight up kills them. So if you're having like a troublesome like situation or an enemy that's just annoying to fight, you can just cheat. This stuff is very, very strong. I'm not 100% sure if I remember all the enemies it can be used on, but it's quite a lot of them. Captain Malamer, I have completed my research on the purple berries you've discovered. Behold the ultra bitter spray. It's untested, but I believe it will be highly effective. Approach enemies and press up. Oops, I pressed B by accident. Alright. That was pretty much what I was doing. I just wanted to unlock it so I could see the thing. We could end the day, but considering there's respawns that can happen, there's no point not wasting. It's good to spend the time to do this. By King Ice? Who is King Ice? Is he the Ice King, but he's made of ice? Good joke. Good joke by me. Do you know about the double pickup exploit for sprays? No, I don't, Tante. Alright, I think we're pretty done. That's the funny thing with video games. I'm not very much an exploits person. It's very rare for me to be like, oh yeah, I've done these exploits or I know about these exploits, unless I've done like a specific thing. Oh wait, we can do a dig. Shit. Where is it? It's over this way? Shit, I forgot about this completely. Oh. Is it here? It's gonna be up in that flower pot, isn't it? Well, we'll have to remember that for next time, because I completely forgot this time. If you're still stoned 4 hours after using the bitter jelly, contact your doctor. Stoned or stoned? If a spicy or bitter spray drop will land on the floor, you can push the idle captain into it and pick it up with both captains. Oh. Sounds a little fiddly. I reckon I could probably do that, but I wouldn't try too hard. If you're still stoned for 4 hours, sounds more like a brag how potent the stuff is. I abused it a lot in my playthrough. Oh, so it's relatively easy to do. Because there was another thing we were talking about, and I can't remember which playthrough we were doing. It was sort of an exploit thing, and I was like, it was too fiddly, so I left it. Oh, it was the Chow Garden thing. Whoa! Oliver, good work so far. I hereby promote you to I don't know what that word is. Perennial? Perennial? I don't know if I've ever seen that word before. What is this? Perennial. It's the seasons of the year in relation to a plant. What? So he's the seasonal plant manager, is what I'm learning. Huh. Perennial? Perennial. Hope all goes smoothly. I hope I get smoothed. Like a stone. Alright. Close enough. I've literally never seen that word, or I don't think I've ever heard it said. New area! Plexing pool. Yes, we don't need to do the cave. We get to go to an open area. I hate cave areas. No problem, Tante. But this area should look familiar. It is a redo of the one from 1. Surprisingly, a lot has changed in a short period of time too. Alright, first things first. There's 5 stray Pikmin in this map too. Let's roll. I would not expect Pikmin to increase my vocabulary. Yellow! Wait, does that mean blue are on the other map? Look, up in the distance. Wow, Pikmin, can't you see them? Captain Oliver, we need a butt rush to where they are. They're yellow Pikmin. You encountered them when you crashed on the planet, correct? It would be most helpful if they remembered you like the red ones did. Yes, most helpful. All the areas are redos? Are all of them redos? Oh, I didn't realize all of them were. Man, I really don't remember that. Ah, there's shit boys here. I'm gonna get rid of these shit boys. Alright. Population-wise, we don't really care about the reds right now. I don't know what way to get to the yellow because in the previous one we went this way, but it's been warded off. So unless I can build a bridge. Do we go around and build a bridge? Hey, you. Oi. What are you doing? Do we go this way? No, it looks like it's blocked off this time. The last area might not be ready. I feel like not all of them are. I didn't realize that most of them are. Alright, come on you. Get him. Oh no! Oh, that's gonna suck. Oh, what? I don't think he knocked me up in the past in the previous game, but... There's a cave. Ah, what the hell? What's going on? Why is that frog body chasing me? My senses are giving out foreboding signals. These signals could be very well mean that this hole is filled with wretched, nasty bugs, vicious program-determinating bugs. Why did the frog move? What happened? Dandelion. Ooh, camera. Alright, water requirement. Alright, so this is all open this time. Oh, do we need purple for this? I like the jittering letters a lot. I like it too. Let's redo more of the previous games where areas evolved. Yeah, definitely. Right. I think that'd be enough to get through this. Fire. No, not you. Not you. You have all bugs. I don't want to have to deal with you again. Except there's no wind guy here, so this makes a big difference. Not you. Anyone but you. Mr. Boy. Alright, we're gonna defeat this fire boy. Swooping snitch bug. Worst enemy EU. Alright, my boys are immune to fire, so I can just go nuts. Ow. Alright, let's extinguish that lad. Let's go this way. Another one. Wait, why? Why? No, no one likes you. Everyone hates you. You're not cool. You have no friends. Oh, I love the cricket sound. Just have to remind me, chat, that I did put some boys... What is this? I don't remember what this does. The frog is possessed by demons. Well, that's what it gets for squishing a Pikmin. It squished a Pikmin and then absorbed its spirit, and then it wanted to be with me. What is this strange mold-like botanical entity that is spread across the ground? Interesting. I am detecting other life plants suffocating beneath it. Dig down. I'll do that in a sec. This is more important. Well, we do know Louie is going to need to get me some white ones out at some point, so... Can I hit this myself? I can't. I like that all the treasure that Oliver had collected is all gone, but it's replaced with, like, other just random shit now. Oh, it's that water thing. I like that boss. Really wish you could turn off the tutorials. I think... I don't mind them. They're not as annoying as the first games, but I feel like at a certain point it stops telling you. That's why I was saying 3 has a big problem with it, because it really was like a Navi, like, situation where just constantly being like told stuff. All right, all we're gonna do is actually I should do this because the yellow one's not gonna move over to where we are, so I need to grab these. We'll put a couple of Pikmin away and then we'll grab some whites out. May as well grab all of them just to speed up the process, otherwise we're gonna be here forever. Again, I don't know, like, it's funny because we've had a couple of people come by and said, like, just how quick this game can be done. But it's like, it is curious to me with, like, if the way my thought process of order of operation in this game is, like, appropriate. Like, is it the best way to do it, or is there better ways to do it? Grab all our white ones. Ironically, I actually wanted to leave the red ones here, but let's do this. We should probably get Louie to go collect those other ones at some point too. First games are annoying too. I like the perspective on making diary entries. Yeah, I like that too. That's the thing. I think I kind of wish that there was more of that in a sense, but because Olimar sort of becomes a silent protagonist once the ship comes into play, but it's kind of okay. All right, I'm gonna take this time to actually go grab the ones from here because we no longer need them to be here. And because we know that we're not going to come back this way, I'm actually going to grab this frog. Does that frog got a mustache? Not a mustache, like a beard, like Homer beard. I might just grab a couple off that. So I can do this. Yep. And leave that with Louie. And welcome in, gamer. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, depending on where you are. It's Mother's Day currently for us, gamer. But happy Mother's Day to you. Depends on how your playstyle is. Yeah, that's what I would assume. But I feel like there's not really much more efficiency I could pull out of how I play. But so I like playing the way I do. I feel like some people are very minimalistic in terms of like how you would approach it. You only grab the ones you need. But I don't like pulling them out as seeds. Like that to me is time wasty. Alright. I don't think there's really much I can do without the yellow here, so I'm gonna go get the yellow. First things first. Oh, I missed some red ones here. How did this happen? I'm gonna get the yellow population up, I think. Come on. I wonder if there's some people that are like speedrunners and they watch this game and they're like, oh, they're not doing it efficiently. Got to do it this way. He still has some personality if you expect the enemies and treasures. Yeah, but it's not as forefront as it was in the first game, I feel like. Did you know that Pikmin sells, Mexico sells Pikmin popsicles? What? Actual Pikmin popsicles, or they're shaped like a carrot, gamer? Good work, little poison fellas. So it was a good thing we went and did that white cave, because otherwise I would have been restricted to doing this area. They are my little yellow boys. Like branded ones? Really? Interesting. The yellow Pikmin have climbed down from the tree and staring in this direction. They appear to be high places. They seem to be quite light and have large ears. If I had named them, I would have called them ear Pikmin, but I'll use the name Olimar gave them. Curious, my static electricity sensors are reacting violently. What could this mean? Alright, we now have the electric Pikmin, which I don't think was a proper thing in the first game, weirdly enough. So I'm gonna go have Louie put in as many reds as I can right now. Not pick shape, actual shape. Interesting. People who try to judge games as playtime by a world record speedrun. Yeah, that's weird. I think that's always very weird. We need to be careful about this because I need the yellows to do this first. So we'll free everything, get the yellows to do stuff. We're back to square one. So should I bring Louie over to speed up the process? I probably should. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. I'll bring Louie over because there's no point in him being over there. Yellows and Nurbits. So this will be a yellow day. This is not going to be a day of getting treasure so much. Because I want to go collect these things and I need to get their numbers up as soon as possible. Reds are Roberts. I like the idea that they gain names. We're branding them. So I can actually, what I can do here because of the Pikmin here, I can actually go 2, 3. As long as the percentage is higher of yellows, then I should be able to have them help. So. Whites and memes? I like that. Wait, where are you getting these names? Oh, is it the name of the, like, the icy pole or something? I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough time to get everything here. I don't know how heavy this is. 3. We should also open up this thing. I don't know whether I don't remember what that is, honestly. Oh, it might. Oh, I think they're the potion making berries, maybe. So, chat, do we go back to the previous zone now, or do we stay here? Because the blue ones are on the previous zone, correct? I only need the yellows for this. 1, 2. Yeah, go back. Alright, we'll try and go back. I'm not gonna have enough time, but that's okay. Yeah, I know. Alright, we got a lot there, that's good. You hit that pee-pee? Louie had a deep voice. He always has a deep voice. Omar. Louie, Omar. I don't know why he has such a deep voice. It's a bit weird. I'm not sure I'm gonna get that last set. No, they're not gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna make it. Come on. Get your hustle on. Hustle. I haven't left any anywhere, have I? Just. Oh no, the seeds are gonna be in the middle of nowhere now. I think I got everyone. I really hope I have everyone. My favorite is the president. I don't even remember what his voice was. Ba-da-da-da-da-dum-bum-bum. Alright, I think we did pretty good. Look at this thing that's on fire! Do you reckon those are relative to the enemies that you fought, or are they just enemies in the area? Because it almost feels like it's relative to the ones that we fought. Today's report. I want to do that the WarioWare mini games that have those sound effects. We got literally no treasure on that day. That's okay. We needed to go get that. Oh, my terrible news. I thought I went to Happy Hakataka Savings and Loan, but it seems my loan came from the shop next door. All-devouring black hole loan sharks. Whoops. I don't like the fireball backs. He has tiny eyes and melted cheese mouth. I like his little mouth. Alright, we should go back then and go get the yellow Pikmin on their tasks. And try and unlock blue. We've got to... if we've got that... Once we've got that, we literally have all the Pikmin types and we can do whatever we want. Alright. Don't know if I need purples per se, but do this. I'm trying to get the population of at least 50. That's not what I was trying to do. By the way, I think this game just looks better zoomed in as well. I don't think the other one looked terrible, but... Yeah, harvesting. Oh no, that's right. No, I'm gonna lose a Pikmin because I'm a dum-dum. I don't know if I lost anyone there, but I almost did. We do have that white one that I need to go dig out, actually. I have to remember to do that. Should we do that now? Oh, we should probably max out the day, because it's nearby, it's not too hard. I still have Pikmin 2 with the GCN case, found it for $19 at a bookstore. At a bookstore? Yeah, I've talked about this before. I don't think I could ever bring myself to sell any of my older games or anything like that. I know some people do. It's not like, I'm not discrediting people that do that, but... Where's the single Pikmin I'm missing? What? How have I got 94 out of 95? Oh, there. How did he end up over there? Alright. There will be some enemies respawn, but that's okay. Grab that thing too. Nice. Alright, for now, I need to do this. Oh no. Oh no, that's bad. I don't want to do that. I need them up there. Probably only need the yellows, actually, in hindsight. Get him! Alright, fine. You guys can do that. That's fine. I probably don't need everyone anyway. We need yellow that way? I don't actually remember. There they are. Yeah. Yeah. Why are they harassing these poor tadpoles? Look there. Little Pikmin are chasing prey near the water's edge. Perhaps by observing these wild specimens we can understand more about their true nature. Ding ding. I apologize. I was momentarily entranced by them. Now back to work. The little gills, the little baby gills. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing it that way. I could just literally order them to go to the wall. Alright, Olimar, we're gonna go and fight the thing. So I think we might need to fight. I might need to fight something soon. Or I need to throw the yellows up there, which, I'll come back to that. There is a yellow thing I need to do up there, so I might just... might do this preemptively. I don't know why I did that.
Louie.
Do you have a Pikmin amiibo? No, I literally own 0 amiibo. 0, zilch. Not a squat, single, none qua amiibos. I have no interest in them. What does it do something for like the Switch version? Alright, well, we don't care about that. They can do that. Nothing? None? 0? Zilch? Yep. Not a single one. I've never had any interest in them, unfortunately. Can they get up there? Is that too high? Or do I have to go from the other angle? I might have to go up that angle up there. Alright, let's go around this way. Monster Rancher... Monster Hunter merch? There's nothing I've ever... I'm doing this the wrong way around, I realize. Alright. We want them to be heavier.
Louie.
So... there we go. It took me a moment to figure out what I was trying to do. Yeah, hump that wall. Get it. Get that wall. What do you collect asides from games? Not really much. I'm not really a collector. That's probably the answer, gamer. And I don't discredit people that do. I have lots of various other things that's like not as collections. What am I doing? I wanted to return these and start the blue farm. That's what I wanted to do. This is a bit far for the blues. No, that's pretty actually alright. We could probably grab that as blues, so I'll leave that. Ooh, whoa, the camera just had a bit of a heart attack. I like Klonoa merch. Do you have any Funko Pops? No. Funko Pops I genuinely disdain. I'd get, not Funkos. I'd get, what are those other ones called? What are the Japanese ones? Get the name of them. I really don't like Funko Pops, just for the record. I have a weird range of collections. I mean, that's the thing. I think is if you, like, you enjoy the various collections you have. It doesn't really matter what other people get or care about your collection in a sense, as long as you enjoy it. For the life of me, I don't see the appeal of a Funko Pop aside from it being a donation you can't deduct. I have like 6 or 7 or something. Oh yeah, and your shark plushies, yeah, of course. At last, you've encountered them. They seem to have gill-like ducks on their cheeks. They must be blue Pikmin. Like other types, they look at you for direction. While they are indeed surviving naturally, they seem to long for a valiant leader. Gacha? No. Shoot, what are they called? Not Smile. What are they called? I'm literally having a blank on the name of them. They're very good quality though. Alright. So we found another cave. I'm not going to do the cave just yet. So you've reached the last reach higher ground. Congratulations are in order. Wait, what is this? My seismic sensors are picking up tremendous deep below. What forces are at work in the depths beneath this planet? So let's have a look at this one. So this one's a fire lightning one. I like the game will tell you at least, like what you will need. Oh, dude, you're joking. Hang on. Come on, guys. Oh, no. Why are they not... Why can't I get them over there? Am I not meant to do it from this side? Can't walk up this thing. Why can only one get over there? What is happening? Huh? Hang on, I need to pause to read the thing. The things inside of a gumball machine or figurines? No, not gumball machines, like proper figurines. Like, hang on. I'll show you what I mean. I'll see if I can find the name of it. I always forget the name of them. They're like pop culture ones, but I've forgotten what they're called. If anyone remembers the name of them. My friend collects wigs. Whoa, that's a crazy one to collect. Wig sounds interesting. How do they keep them conditioned? Is it like, I assume they have like little headstands and stuff like for them. Or maybe baggies. Shoot, what are they called? Best Japanese figures. Because I know the brands, but... I need my big boy Jumbo Shark plushie. I think it's a good time to buy it. I thought, what happened to saving money? What happened to saving money? Play arts. No, it's not play arts. Play arts are more figurines that you can, they're like posable action figurines. Chat, what is the name of... They're Good Smile. There's Good Smile ones. But they're not specifically what I'm looking for. The Good Smile chibi ones are very cute, but they're not, there's like a standard brand. I literally cannot think of them. We'll have to come back to that. Well, if someone can remind me at some point, I might pop a link in Discord, so you guys know what I'm talking about, because they're so much better quality. Chat, is there a better way to come to this? Am I meant to... Am I doing this wrong? Oh no, I've just thrown that boy off into a weird place. Problem is, if I've come down here, I'm worried that I can't get back up. Do I just throw from down here? Oh, I just throw from down here. Oh well, we needed to do that anyway. All right, back to harvesting over here. Yeah, there's so many different types of collection types. It's really funny because I was watching a video yesterday of a person like doing. If you've ever played Yakuza, you kind of know that there's various different sort of, like not pop culture, but like clubs and interacting groups and stuff like that. And it's like RC races and stuff like that was one that I was not expecting to be like a really big thing over there. Like model kits and stuff like that. Like people know like Mecha and stuff like that being a thing, but it's like it's a thing because like they actually have decent model kits and things like that. So do they have anime or non-anime themes? I think they're mostly anime and video games. They're very pop culture focused, Clunma. Carmax for cold sores. The healing cask. We wanted to get a Good Smile Ike figure, but I couldn't. Some of them are relatively expensive. So the reason why I bring up the ones from Japan is because I think that they're just genuinely a better quality and they look nicer than Funko Pops. I don't really like the art style of Funkos. Come here, you. I'm not going to waste time on that thing. there we go. So I'm gonna let them do that. I'm then gonna grab this boy. I'm gonna go do these ones here. Nendroids, thank you, Clunima. That's what I was looking for. Nendroids. They're the ones that I would suggest you. If you are a collector and you want figurines, those would be the ones I'd suggest you to get. How much do we need for this paint thing? Fingers crossed I've got all my, like, Pikmin with me, by the way. Because I'm not even sure where they are now. It's really funny, though, that we've played about the same amount of time as I did for the halfway point for the previous game. I've only just gotten the blues at this point. And I wouldn't say we've reached any sort of downward slope at this point either. I'm gonna try and get about 15 on this one, 12. That's probably good. All right, let's take these ones and we'll go get that other thing I killed, and that'll probably be the end of that day. In the water we go. This boy probably can help the others if they haven't come past yet. All right, good luck. Yeah, where's Louie? Where did I leave Louie? We may as well carry this back. We're not going to be able to get the digging thing again, by the way, chat. I just realized. But we do have all the Pikmin, which means we can literally do anything. So we may as well finish off a zone. Because we have all Pikmin, so I can just do anything, anytime. Anytime, anywhere. The only issue is I tried to do a cave in a day, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that, unfortunately. But we've unlocked everything to get to that cave easier now, so. Grab you. Grab you. Oliver actually needs to get seeds over here, actually. Well, I remember that. And Nendroids, yeah, Nendroids are very good. I think that, like, I really like the art style of them, and I think that it's just... Because Japan are a lot more focused on... I've talked about this before, but Japan are a lot more focused on, I guess, merchandising, and if you've ever watched a video game or... Not even video game, like just like anime production stream or something like that, you'll note just how much they push product. I mean, I'm literally looking at a product in a sense right now. Decorative Goo. Mario Paint as a game, and they sold paint. Like, there's a lot of, like, they'll sell merch for anything over there, and it's like, not a bad thing, but it's just something that it's like, oops. I just wish I had enough time to knock down that wall, but it's just something to note. Is like they're very into that stuff. I originally should just end the day when it's like I have a scenario like that. No, 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 no. Spaceship away! I really hope I didn't leave anyone out. I'd be very bummed if I did. But we have all 3 onions now. We did it. In today's report, all stonks wet up. So we had 2 low days in terms of gaining items, but a lot of progress was made. I just took a call from my loan shark. He's never has the scariest voice I've ever heard. While you two were dawdling about, my life hangs in a thread. Get to work, slackers. Remember how he's at the start he was like, chill out, take it slow. Not anymore. No chill, only anger. Alright, Bolback's Kingdom, and then there's one other area that we need to go to. They're very good at selling art and entertainment. Definitely. Definitely so. It's the thing of like, a big reason why is because of the fact that they had the big like financial boom. So Japan became very sort of corporate sort of focused, and they sell a lot of stuff, and yeah, consumerism is ingrained in you. I'd say it's ingrained in quite a lot of cultures, unfortunately. Oh, actually, yeah, screw it. Let's do it. We're gonna do a quick harvest. Wait, chat. Did we got that thing that was hanging, wasn't it? Oh, it was the lip balm. That's what it was. It's the thing is, I think consumerism isn't the worst thing in a sense, because I mean that is video games in some capacity, but I think the issue is when it has that additive where it's capitalism becomes a very big part of it. Also, so chat, I've never brought this up, but now we've played Tomba, you know the symbol that comes up when those little worm fellas die? I don't know about you guys, all I see is the Tomba pig logo when a pig dies. Alright, let's get our little tush over here. Get him. Alright, first to get it. I don't know who's gonna get that one. Oops. So I actually want to, I might just do this quickly because I run, by the way, if you didn't notice, Olima runs faster when he's by himself. I kind of want to just double check what's over here because I couldn't quite remember. It was water. So it's a water area. Okay. Alright, so we're going to have to come do here when I have a good amount of water Pikmin. Obviously there was a flooding in the air. I might have to kill that thing at some point. What's this, Thomas? Hang on. What's this link? Why have you linked me? Why did it say Among Us? Why am I clicking an Among Us link? No. No. It's not what I want to see. It's not what I want to see at all. This is not what I was saying when I wanted you guys to be like, oh yeah, you should look up Good Smile and Nendroids. It's openable. I mean, Among Us is very popular in Japan as well. I'm kind of enjoying the fact that Japan has been, a lot of the time, they were pretty behind in terms of like pop culture stuff from the West. Like they didn't con onto it super quickly, but I feel like they've sped up more and more and more. Where we've gotten to a point now where we're pretty much integrated. Asian and Western cultures of like we're pretty much in the same silly shit. It's pretty sus. Gosh dang it, Thomas. All right, well, we're gonna go down here. So I'm gonna set these boys to work. And I'll switch to Louie. I might actually get rid of the yellows. I don't think I need them. So I got a population bump to 80. I want to grab all my white ones here. Because we have to do that diggy thing. I'll need as many blues as I can to go do that other area over to the side. And not get distracted by that bug. Hanya, 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 hanya. Oh. Oh, wasn't it? Oh, they drained the water. I realized that's what they were doing. Alright. Well, back to work, you guys. Well, I really just need as many blues as possible, so let's go get some more blues out. pretty sus. Pretty sus-a-rooney. Do you know what's crazy is I have not really played that much Among Us, because the problem is so there's a game that I played, which is I played a couple of those sorts of games where it's like you have to do the detective work online, the social atmosphere sort of games, the werewolves, all that sort of thing, Town of Salem. But First Class Trouble is a game that I played with friends, and it has a system which is very like this is the idea of online stuff that I don't play, which is or I'm not a big person into, which is the concept of man, this is a weird looking garlic. Pilgrim Bulb. Which is just the fact that there's like those lobbies where you have to have those online games where you have to do like sort of the discovery, all planning, all that sort of stuff with random people in a chat. And I've never really gotten that. That to me is like, I'd rather not do that. I can't do Among Us. I'm bad in my bad liar and anxiety. I think it's a funny thing with that, because it's like, wait, did I not get all the blues out? I do have all the blues out. Maybe we need to farm them. Maybe I need to farm them before I do anything too dangerous. I don't need that. I don't worry about that. If it's a small group, that's the thing. I think that game you need at least 8 players to play, honestly. Kind of scared of the frog over here. The thing is, I want to... Hang on, how do we even get past this? Because the poison's here, but... Alright, we'll deal with the frog. Frog first. Then everything else. Hope no one died there, because I got knocked down. Good. Does this reduce the water? No, this is just a thing. I don't remember what this does. I did lose a boy there. That's okay. Hang on, how does this work? That's to push up to get to that. How do I get rid of the poison? Oh, the bridge. I'm silly. I'm overthinking things. Hang on, we need to do this. Alright, bridge first. Alright, good luck, fellas. Louie is a bad dude? He is a bad dude. Louie is not okay. He's secretly out to get Olamo, is what it'll turn out to be. Among Us, Splatoon. It's like, I'm not... That's where I'm more of a co-op person than anything. I prefer to play co-op games more than I would say versus games, but it's good to have versus games in your blood. I'm gonna walk through here, but it's gonna be... I'm gonna have to separate. Lift and separate. And while these boys are doing this, I might grab the blues and we might finish off the task at hand down here of carrying these boys back. So we can up this population. Actually, before we do that, we actually need to do something here, which is... Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa! No! No, 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 no. Did I just... Oh, I just lost... Alright. That is not very fun. I do not know... So they reset to get to me because I was walking under the bridge. Oh, that kind of sucked. Alright, they weren't purple. That's the only saving grace here. If I lost purples, I would have been far more upset. That sucks. I actually don't know how many I need, so we're gonna I'm gonna try and do this. I'm gonna try and get 10. Right, we got too many over here. Grab a couple from here. I don't know how many we need for this. That's annoying. Yeah, we do this. We'll do it this way. That way I know how many I need. 15, okay. Sometimes the whistle is a pain in the bum. They got it, okay, cool. Alright, let's help them out. Oh, I can't tell you how disappointed I am in myself losing those white ones there. Alright. I'm gonna run through here, despite how dangerous it is, because I know that there's enemies here. There's a big flower boy. And that's it, okay. Not the worst. I just want to feed him to Pikmin. Look, the Pikmin secretly might be more carnivorous than they appear. I mean, we don't know what happens inside those onions. They might just get pulled up and it might just, he might just get eaten. Whoa, what? Oh no! Why did they go that way? Oh shit. Okay, that's really bad. I did not know they went that way. Why did they go that way? Well, we still have enough Pikmin in there. That's good. And they didn't aggro the eyeball thing, so that's good also. Dude. Man, doing some of this blind is a little interesting. Well, that's annoying. I was hoping we could get a population boost today, but there's not enough here to do a bump. So we could do... What did we say? We needed fire and lightning for that single one in this place, because we got this one. This one we haven't unlocked. There's a boss there. We could go fight a boss, but we don't have that long. So maybe we'll go do the Bulbax Kingdom. So I'll put these blues away after this has been put in. We might take 5 white ones. Can't believe I lost some white Pikmin. I only need to take 5, I think. And then we're gonna rush it. We're gonna rush it. And then that'll probably be the last for Pikmin today. A shuttlecock. Air brake. That's pretty good, I like that. That's clever. We're still at 60, but that's okay. Probably want 40. 40 yellows is probably a good amount. Oh, actually, that's silly. I need to put some of these away. So we need at least 10, not 10. We want at least 5 purples. I think 5 is a good amount. The game is gonna, like, I'm gonna hate myself when I don't take 10 at some point, but... Alright, there we go. That seems like a good horde. Meep, 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 meep. There's 2 Pikmin on the map somewhere. Ugh. Hold up. That thing happened again. where they, for some reason, single Pikmin does not decide to come with you. Come on, guys. Hustle those little legs. So we need to smack them against this wall here. Alright, here we go. It's dungeon time. These are always, it's funny because I like the dungeons, but at the same time, there's a little bit of anxiety because you're limited to the 100 that you take in. Like, it's funny with this game because I do feel like Pikmin is a bit of a slightly anxious game. It's chill, but it's also anxious at the same time. Alright. There's a red flower, which I don't think is very helpful to us. There. So another thing is also, this is why I grabbed my Pikmin, because you can have this scenario here where, oops. You can have this scenario here where there's an enemy right at the start, which is bad. I'm gonna do this. I think this is better because I'm worried I might lose someone if I'm not careful here. Oh, white flower. Oh, this fixes the white population issue we had earlier. Right, we'll fight this thing. So, by the way, so you'll notice that that thing woke up pretty fast, and the reason why is because... Uh-oh. The reason why it woke up so fast is because the fact that we are underground, so nocturnal issues no longer a problem for them. And they're slightly different beasts. This is very pretty. I actually really like this. It reminds me of Zelda, actually. I'd like one of these. That's a nice little brooch. Crystal clover. Alright. Let's switch. I'm gonna take... Do we want to remove some yellows? I might do the yellows. So I feel like the yellows are less important to us. Map, 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 map. Na, 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 na. All right. Do I want to fight that, actually? I don't need to. There's no treasure. I don't really care about the coinage it gives either, so I don't actually have to fight that. We outie. I think Kid Me would have fought everything. But I don't think I need to fight everything. I think that's a bad idea. Just makes things harder. Sub-level 2, the Bulbax Kingdom. Oh, does that mean... No, does this have the Bulbax boss at the end? Adult me would still fight everything? I think it's dependent on the game, because I try to avoid time wasting as an adult, whereas I don't think I ever really cared about that as a kid so much. I don't like when they don't separate properly. Hey there. Alright. Fire. Fire indeed hot. Professor will help. Are these spiders scary? I don't know if spiders are scary. They remind me of Mario's spiders, actually. These like innocent little daddy long legs. How do I do this? Go, 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 go. I do like how fast you can throw in this game versus the other one. This is very nice. Got it. Come on. We're definitely in that earlier stage of like the dungeons though, where it still feels like we're in the teachy sort of part of it. Alright, let's just make sure there's no enemies over here. Straight up just a diamond. So whenever I see this, because they look like glass, my assumption is that it's not actually good. Like, I don't think that's like a proper sapphire. Alright, I think we're good. Every little bit helps. I reckon speedrunners probably avoid like all of the extra like ones. 27 plus, that's 100. Let's go. I bet you speedrunners just avoid it. Because it's like 2 coins aren't gonna like help you in any capacity. It doesn't even give you numbers. Checking the VGMDB, I came to the conclusion Pikmin 1 got a CD release, but not Pikmin 2. But they released a club remix! Okay, so there's an enemy over there that I really want to deal with as soon as possible. I don't care if there's actually a... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. The blow boys aren't that much of an issue if they don't blow you into shit. Which... And down he comes. At least when they die, they don't blow you about. That'd be really bad. Alright, everyone drink the nectar. Get your dosage. Just need to check every nook and cranny. Fortunately, there's no... we just got all that nectar. Does that other balloon want to fight? He does. Let's bring it. Bring it, balloon boy. Oh, it's another white. So this is where you start making a choice at a certain point where you're like... do I need to actually collect all of the whites in an area? Because you can start hurting yourself for when it comes to the boss time. So you kind of just have to be a little careful. So there's definitely a white thing in the area. Alright, let's find this thing we need to dig up. It's here. Hoya, 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 hoya. Also, I'm glad that in tunnels, like in caves, you can straight up just throw at a wall and be like, yep, it's fine. Whereas those other maps where we were like, we could throw at a wall, I could just straight up like throw a Pikmin off the map. I think it's just that one thing. But we've accumulated new white Pikmin, which is nice. Also, so something to note is, see how this is a relatively sized thing? Once they dug it up to a certain point, the Pikmin actually can work together to dig it out, so you only need them to get that initial dig. That's why Tante brought up you only need the white of 1. Ancient snail. Olimeronite's shell. Of course. Imagine playing this without autosave. It would be so death-defying. Bolback's Kingdom. Sub level 4, so this is not the last 4. I feel like this, I think 5 is generally what you end up seeing. Alright, this is an electric level, so there's not a lot of space here to reconvene my Pikmin. Oh, purples. This is kind of awkward. Oh, I can hear a Pikmin attacking. Dude. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is alright, we're gonna do electric. We're gonna go on an electric run, and I'm gonna keep all the other ones here. I need to clear this thing up, because they're actually gonna accidentally walking into this. We'll deal with the other thing in a minute. And we can get some free purples. Hell yeah. Never don't want a purple. As long as it's not like some boss that needs electricity. Hey Pinko, how you doing, man? I'm good, yourself? I'm actually kind of cold. May have to look into heating. Alright, so we got some enemies. I don't see any. Oh, they are electric enemies. Oh, what the hell? Roof frog. I don't think these can hurt me if I don't have I don't think these things can hurt me. I think we're good. We might convert some red into purples, and then we might I think we don't have too many yellows, so Louie. So you have to be very careful, because I don't want to convert pinks. Whites, rather. I got sick, got a sore throat, and tested positive on Rona on a rapid 2. Oh no. Seems like I've talked about it before, it seems like we've got a bit of a problem now, because people are kind of becoming a little bit more lax, so we're having more people getting it, which is very worrying. I kind of want to pull these over here to grab these. I really want to be careful of that frog, so keep an eye out on that boy. Oh no, there's a gold beetle! I want the gold beetle, but I can't really, because I need to get this done. Because I haven't got an electric proof suit, so I can't, it's not quite safe to go over there right now. That's so tricky. But the big thing is, Pinko, just make sure you rest. If you've had your injections, it shouldn't impact as bad, but you just have to watch out. If they go to that frog, I might be in trouble. Right, the frog is watching them. First things first is we need to separate. Why did the yellows come over? I can hear a frog attacking. Ow, on Olima. Ow, 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 ow. I really hope I don't have any yellows with me. I really hate the frogs. Alright, let's do it. Nice. Oh my gosh. Oh. I just hope I get better for my math exam. Oh no. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's one, when it impacts younger people that are still studying, it can be pretty bad. It's like, I thought I went into a tunnel for a sec there. I got very confused. Coin. This means we're probably in Japan. Unknown merit. But yeah, it's the young people that are like, they're studying and stuff, and I just realized I can do this. There we go. Put him in the knapsack. Wait, hang on, how do I put him in the knapsack, chat? Chat, do you know how to put him in the knapsack? Chat, how do I... He's lying down. I don't think he's in the knapsack. There's a way to do it, but I don't remember. We need to find where the thing is for the white ones to dig up. She get the chloroform. No, not that kind of knapsack. Alright, well, we'll get some flowers going on here. We lost a lot of flowers due to the blow boys from earlier, so... Oh, hey, he's back. Hell yeah. Oh, okay, so the gold ones in this game are treasure boys, okay. Got a stone. I'd have like 2 weeks of school. Why did it have to happen now? Ugh, good guy. Does your school offer like later study stuff? Got out of YouTube for VODs? Yeah, definitely. If you can't catch my streams, I VOD everything for Twitch, but if you can't catch, if VOD watching on Twitch is not very good for you, I do offer the YouTube one. For me, it's more so because I'm always paranoid that one storage system isn't going to keep my stuff forever, so, and I haven't got infinite hard drive space. But Google and Twitch do, apparently. Mostly because they do really good compression and stuff like that. Oh, we got more than 5. Okay. Guess this is a harder dungeon? Alright, just want to make sure that I move it. No! What the hell? Just apparently rains bombs in the dungeons now? Oh god. That's cool. That's cool beans. Alright, there's an enemy there. I don't really want to be this side. I'm gonna come over here and grab all the reds that I can. I really hope that that doesn't continue raining on where I am. I'm gonna take the reds on an adventure, I think. What kind of graphics card do I have? It's relatively decent. It's not old, it's decently new. I can't remember what it is. It's like I don't know. I'm really bad. Shit. I'm really bad with remembering computer parts, I'll be honest. I don't know. I've thought about putting my specs up, but I don't really know how often that's like a question I think needs to be answered, so I just don't bother. But I have to look in the risk of compressing files or leaving them raw. I'll definitely have to check and if I can get a sick extension. Yeah, I think that's definitely, if you're on top of the ball, and they'll be aware of people like asking for that these days, so. Alright, I just needed to make space in the dungeon. I think making space is just so important. That's okay, Kludema. Don't worry, I'm not a big stickler for a lot of that stuff, so. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a bomb there. So, like that. I feel like at least the dungeons warn you when there's bombs. Hunya. All I can hear is that sound that Prince makes sometimes with the hunya thing. Oh, it's a bamboo shoot. Apparently you can eat bamboo shoots? Is that correct? I feel like I've seen that in various different games and stuff like that. I'm like, how do you eat a bamboo shoot? What does it even taste like? By the way, they're with 40% there already still. Like, when I was talking about like having this game be like a 2-stream game, like We are at the 40% mark, almost 50%. You can eat anything if you're determined enough. True. There is that man that ate a car fully. And then, but there's also the man that, like, I think he's playing, he ate a car, and then he was like, his plan was to eat a plane eventually? Question mark. There is a man that ate a plane. He did eat a plane. Okay. I remember he ate a car. I didn't remember if he ended up doing the plane. Hey, Mavi. Thank you for the water. What is your opinion on GPUs that require 500 watts of power? I personally like hearing the power efficiency, but these days, but that's about... so... It depends on the purpose you have for your GPU. Like, I think if you're going higher specs because you're needing the latest and greatest game, like, there's going to be inefficient ones. But if there's super inefficient ones that are like the reasons why people are very upset with, say, Bitcoin farmers and all that sort of stuff, where I think then they're the scenarios where you kind of don't. Like, those ones that are that high up, they shouldn't be being produced if they're going to produce that much sort of inefficiency. But if it's the one power hog in your computer, it's probably okay. And it really depends on your personal power usage and stuff like that. If you're a person that's rendering graphics all the time, like for work and stuff like that, you're probably going to need that power anyway. Because at the end of the day, you're doing it for a dedicated purpose, which reduces overall. So I did grab a white there. I think there was only one white amongst them. Alright. Grab these ones, hide these to the side. Alright, lots of spoiders. Rendering, coding, and playing Fortnite at the highest level. rendering, if you're doing high-end renders and stuff like that, it's worth it. If you're doing like general gaming, top of the line is unnecessary and expensive. They're really for very particular individuals. Me, you. Oh no. Oh, I think I just lost one. Yeah, I lost a single yellow because I accidentally threw him too far. That's my issue with the yellows. Oh, I'm gonna lose some here. Yeah, I'm definitely losing. Oh man. Oh, that's losing enough that that's a reset. I must have been on a bad angle and thrown it into his mouth. Wait, how do you reset? Because I've got a boss coming up. Do you reset the game? Does that reset the floor? I mean, it's worth testing. Oh, also, here's all the upgrades. I also like the little outfits that you get remind me of Isaac for some reason. He did eat the plane gradually, mixing in parts with his food. Yeah, pretty much. He broke it down and then just into bits and pieces, and then just considered eating a plane was just passing everything that could be in a plane. And he heavily cleaned them so it didn't have any byproducts that would poison him when it went through his body. I have no idea if he's still alive and he didn't end up getting poisoned, but I think we might need to reset the game here, because I'm scared to reset, but I might as well do it now while I'm like at the end of this, because it does save every single floor we go, so. Nintendo. I realized we were meant to swap over, by the way. Wow, we actually were meant to swap over quite some time ago. Wow, I have not taken a break in 4 hours, chat. I kind of lost track of time. Whoops. I'll finish this floor and then we'll do that, and then I'll take a break. That's my bad. My bad. I don't know how I completely missed track time. I thought it was 240, not 340. Why is that little spider so close to us now? Is there like an RNG component to this dungeon? Wait, hang on, what? Wait, does it random? Wait, hold up. Hang on, hold up, chat. Wait, hold up, hang on. Did it randomize the dungeon? Wait. Can it randomize the... Wait. The dungeons are randomized, so if I reset, it resets the floor. So if you get a bad run, you can just reset, and then if you don't get purples, you could reset to get more purples. Hold on a minute, I need to pick these up. Hey, Mabby, you want to party again? What do you mean? In Melbourne? Dude, those are a once in a blue moon occasion for me. I'm sorry. It's too difficult. But I did have fun. We have to go when it's like less COVID problems, I think. I'm going to do this. Man, yellow are problematic, I tell you that, because you throw them and they just go a little bit too far. Oh boy. Oh, Mario Party. I'm surprised between Gobo and Samurai that there's not like everyone's partying all the time. I just need to deal with the fire stuff first, because otherwise it might be a dangerous course. Ow, what the fudge? Did they not... Oh, there was a fire thing and they didn't deal with it, I guess? Ow. I did get the knapsack, so hang on. Why can't my boy rest? I don't understand. It's a fire thing. Oh, he's pushing the boy. Have I missed a boy? I don't really like that spider being there. It's kind of problematic. Wow, this floor has been particularly dangerous, strangely enough. See, the yellows just go so far. But it was good fun, Mavi. If you guys didn't catch me, Mavi, Snowdog, and Samurai did a Mario Party stream a little while back, and it's always funny to just see how much people play Mario Party. Where I'm like, oh, I've played a shit ton of it, and then other people like, they play a lot. I'm the greatest player of all time, the greatest cheater of all time. That's what I know. That's what I remember from that experience. That guy ate a lot of things. A Frenchman named Michael ate a Cessna 150. He died at 57 of natural causes. Natural causes of ingesting a car. One down. Now we need to go deal with the other one. The fire one. Because the fire one, well, he's not fire. He's got a fire spider up his bum. But I don't know how to get the fire spider out of his bum. Because he's got an item under him. Why is he doing that? Wait. That one little Pikmin that just wants to spend time with you. Alright, back up. Oh no, I don't know if he hunts forever. Okay, cool. Maybe we'll try and bait this guy. Dude, he ended up eating so many more than I thought. Oh no, this is literally... Oh my god. That sucked because that fire spider just kept resetting into it. Reset floor. Bad floor. Bad floor. The other one wasn't a bad floor, I just stuffed up. This one was like literally a bad floor. A steal of the century. It was pretty funny. I feel like that's how Mario Party always goes for me, though, is I end up getting just shafted right at the end, or chance time. Chance time is cursed. Samurai just wanted that chance time so bad. Alright, this one's different again. We have to get rid of the Bulbax that's here. But we have to get rid of the fire spider. Gosh, this has just been a bit of a difficult map. Those fire spiders are causing so many problems. Maybe we ignore this fire spider. Maybe the solution is no fire spider. We throw purple boys. Because purple boys are kind of MVP. Also, I've just realized something. I do actually have a solution in the form of pink ones. Can you fight fire one first or the stronger one first? I probably should fight the bigger guy first. Maybe that's the solution. You could use all the firepower. What I might do is... Also, I have got a solution in the purple thing, but I don't really want to use it. I'm going to do this. Oh, wait. Did I lose someone? I did lose a Pikmin, that's okay. I can lose a Pikmin, that's okay. Alright. I think that's better. I think we've gotten over our problem situation now. I think that was the solution all along, but I have to just remember that I can do that. Just gonna get everyone to carry everything. Well, question is, there's nothing back here, is there? We can just make our way forward. This is a we can make our way forward dungeon. Sick. All right, let's do this. Oh. We've got two pretty brooches now. I used to be... I don't know about you guys. I've always liked gemstones. And when I was a kid, I remember used to collecting like those little plastic gemstones. And I always was like, at some point I was like, oh man, it'd be cool to have all those. But real gemstones, very expensive. So if that's like a hobby of yours, like collecting rare rocks and things like that, it can be very expensive. I don't know if there's anything here worth doing here. These guys. No! No, 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 no! That sucked. I mean, wait, did we not lose anyone? How did we not lose anyone from that? What? I don't know how we didn't lose anyone from that. Ironically, the spiders only... Okay, so the spiders are less scary than I thought. So the spiders actually only explode when they die. so less scary. Just walk it everywhere to make sure I don't explode. Rock collectors have it so easy. They just go outside. I don't know. Different kinds of rocks. Certain types of rocks. Special rocks. Special weed rock. Alright, this is the thing we were after. Alright, got a lot of collecting to do. The only thing I collect is Debt Satage. God. Don't worry. I feel like that's a lot of people, unfortunately. Especially those that have studied and gone to university. Takes a long time to break that one. Come with you, me. It's your biggest collection too? You'd be surprised. It's a common collection. I did a big fuck up, but it's not that big. Well, it's annoying. What happened, Storm? Get in the pen. Get in the box, Nebby. Got me a Neanderthal head. Hey guys! It's the colossal fossil. Bid on 2 of the same item twice and then I can't cancel the bid. Oh, well, hopefully someone outbids you then. Alright, we lost way less than I did on those other attempts. This is where the rusty part of me is shining through. I don't want the purples to have a drink. I think we got everyone in flower mode. Hell yeah. Refuse to pay. It depends on the platform. Some of them are more problematic about that than others. There was a Pokemon of the Diamond Pearl soundtrack. Oh no. Storm. I've thought about getting Heart Gold, Soul Silver because I don't have a copy of them at all. And I'd be like very happy if I could find a cheaper copy of it one day because it's literally the one Pokemon game I don't own. And I don't know, they're expensive. Good luck finding it cheaply. I know, of all Pokemon games, that's the one that's like the expensive one. All right, final floor. First things first, I'm going to grab everyone, separate, grab, lift, and separate. Need to switch the camera around. I need Fireboys. So I have no idea what this is. Oh, it is him. Alright, we need to come up with a technique to beat this guy, because this guy is hard. As we saw, he's not as hard as his final boss version, but he is straight up just an enemy here, so... Wait, why is there water? What? Oh, the DS era Pokemon games are weirdly expensive. They're very expensive for some reason. I have no idea why. Because it's probably the best one? Yeah, my assumption that's why it was, but... Alright, stay there. Alright, there's the thing we're after. I don't really understand the water situation here, but... Alright, well I guess we're gonna go prep to fight the boss. So, we know how to fight this thing. Only thing is, do I take purples into this fight? Because he can easily eat us. I can poison him with whites, but I don't really want to poison him with whites. Strat is to give Pikmin guns. I kind of will be. 190 maybe? That's still so expensive. Alright, well, again, we can reset. This is the one floor that won't change as we do it. So, I'm gonna cheat this. So, let's do it. I need to move it around so the party is spread in my hand so I can throw a red out. Do this. Ah! I don't like that being a use like that. It kind of annoys me. I accidentally rolled my finger. At least this is the one where it's okay on resetting. You're just hoping to get outbid? Hopefully. Hopefully you didn't overgo on the bid and then someone will just outbid you. Hey, manual breathing. Is this vanilla? Yes, very much vanilla. Vanilla, and I haven't played in a very, very long time. I kind of think we want to take these ones. So what we might do is we'll go red. We'll go red. We'll go purple. I think zooming out is probably for the best. A burp, throw a boy. There he is. And then we do this. No, I don't. No. Okay. Most impressive. This fierce beast became as hard as stone in a mere instant. The ultra bitter extract seems to have a side effect and it stops beasts in their tracks. So like I said, this stops bosses, which is very powerful. Oh no! Oh, okay, he actually got freed faster than I thought he would. Oh my god, I lost so many reds. Okay, alright, this is gonna be a challenge, because he's still a very tough boss. I really hope he doesn't have his stupid fly technique. Wait, oh, the purple ones can't actually hit him. Oh, purples are bad for this. Please stop turning. Please stop turning. We might have a reset on this one, now that I know how that works. Because I don't think I can use purples here. Yeah, because the purples don't stick to him. Okay, alright, we're gonna reset. Because that went poorly. Very poorly. It makes more sense to get a ROM from Heart Gold Soul Silver because the refurbished... Yeah, so that's how I think primarily playing it is good, because you can do a whole heap of stuff. And I think Pokemon's just better when you can Nuzlocke it and everything like that, or randomize it rather. This beast became hard as ad break. Oh no. Breathing. Look, sometimes you just got to have a very hard monster. Name a Metadura, then Pokemon, and resetting. Yeah, I'm not really a reset fiend a lot of the time, but when I know it's going to take me a lot of time on stream to run back, I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm not going to take those ones. Oh shit, I actually need to get rid of this fire first. Animal Crossing? I like Animal Crossing and resetting because it's funny, but I've never done that either. Okay. He didn't freeze nowhere near as long as I thought he would, so I might do that. Oh shit, he knocked me over. Kind of wanting to... I keep trying to use the camera like it's a C-stick, but I can't do that. Alright, now I want to go. Alright. I'm gonna have to watch this animation every single time if I reset is the only problem. Is that? It is. It's actually, and it's Wolf's fault actually. Wolf did this one. Oh, what? Oh, because his mouth was still open. Man, I really don't like having to rotate in this fight. Oh, they don't stick to his cheek as well as they did in the first. Oh, he has way less health than he did in he has way less health than being the final boss version. Okay. That makes it way less stressful. This game is going to be so hard if you're going to have this much trouble. No, it's remembering how all this works. It looks fascinating, but it's drenched in that creature's internal juices. Disgusting. Oh, don't roll your eyes at me. I'll store it for you. Did you play Pikmin 3 Deluxe? Nah, I only played base Pikmin 3. Ching. I win on a technicality? Hang on. Wait, what? Wait, what storm? Since my bid wasn't a proper bid, but the sniper bid, I can remove it? Oh, really? Is this the armor one? Forged Courage. I think this is a fire resist guy. This material's perplexing properties. I will try infusing it with the spare spacesuit. Processing complete. Success. Behold my latest invention, the Scorch Guard. Thanks to the heat-resistant alloy, the suit is now impervious to fire. Alright. Well, now we need to make our way through this little puzzle over here, which we'll need fire pigment for. I mean, the thing is, I don't mind losing the small ones. Losing the purples and the whites, that's what would have been a problem if I had lost any of them, but... Because look how many we've got down here. We've created so many when we're down here. We need the red boys. Red boys! Okay. You guys stay up here. I'll be back. Alright, that's right. You can't do this until you've got the suit. Come here, you. I like how they awkwardly can't make their way up there, but they kind of can make their way up there. Alright. The only issue that concerns me is which way they're gonna go. Okay, thank God. It's like, they better not try and go through the water. It's hard to keep track when the shit's no language you can read. Oh wait, you're on that. Are you on that Japanese one? Beep. Hopefully there's nothing to dig up in this area. And usually there's not though. Hobo. 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 Alright, we'll wait here. Gonna get this totem. I think we got everything on the single pass. If I can do all of the dungeons on a single pass, would be good. Gyroid. It's a gyroid bust. There we go. 15 plus 77. Wait, what? Yes, no, that's right. My brain was like, I couldn't math to 92. Ah, we did it, chat. We're free. CD collecting is your other main hobby? I've noted that, Storm. Oh, good. We only lost 8. That's pretty good. I really wish I could turn the camera though. Bosses like that where you need to turn and you have to do like hard turns, very awkward. Ah, we're back. 40% of debt. We didn't make it to 50, but we're close. We're relatively close. I don't think there's really anything else we can do on this map right now. Because we kind of covered our bases. So let's, oh, grubby boys. We don't even really have that much time to really collect anything in a day, so I'm just going to put all my little Pikmin away. Nice. And let's put the reds away. We still need blue population to be really cranked up. Red's alright. So 60. We're about similar on blue and yellow still, so we'll do blue and yellow. Oh, never mind. We got 10 seconds, we can get these things. They've got time, they can do it. I believe in them. I have faith in them. Only problem is, some of them have become pellets. That's the only issue here. I didn't mean to do that. Alright. Well, that'll be all for Pikmin today. I did that way longer than I was intending to. That was a long session of Pikmin without me stopping. I kind of did 4 hours. Unintentional. Bro, I just got here. Don't worry, Wolf. I'm going to BRB, and then we'll come back for Sonic. Ever since I learned the ways of MKVs, I think that's the thing, is you find how you want to collect, whether it be size, format, physical, digital, and then just make sure that you're not just losing a lot of money. Nice. We're pretty good. We're like, hang on, are we like 5 days or 6 days and we're like 50% of our debt? That's pretty good. We're probably gonna have to take a day to just we're gonna have to take a day to probably collect some Pikmin at some point. Oh look, it's Oliver's son. Hi Papa. Mama heard you got a promotion, so now she's very happy. You have lots of people under you now, right? So does that mean you're a super captain? Oliver's children, very good children. Giving him gifts and stuff. I wonder if you see the daughter as well. But I think that's pretty funny because we did end up getting like that 8 hours is how long supposedly this game is. And we're at about 50% in treasure. So that's pretty good. We actually have reached that mark. I love how the family writes you. I think this game's just charming all around. But I'm gonna take a quick break. I have not taken any breaks. This is pretty bad for me. So I might have to split this pod up into 2. But I'll be back, and we'll be back with Sonic Adventure, just to maybe finish it off. Unless we want more of this. I don't know. What do you guys want? Do we want just like another last hour of more Pikmin 2? Or do we want to jump into Sonic? I'll leave it up to you. I might put a poll up. Yeah. Alright. I'll be RB chat. Sit tight and we'll figure it out. Be right back.